Okay, we are live on Facebook. Hello, and welcome to the Mass Media Tribe Meetup. We have an amazing event for you tonight, some extraordinary people on the event. Thank you so much for attending live, everyone who's joined us. We are going to be hearing from the amazing Jaki Everitt, who has worked with the likes of Michael Hutchence of In Excess fame and John Farnham and worked on hundreds of productions. She's a phenomenal lady and she's been lurking around in the shadows, and now it's time to come out. She has come out now with her story, and so fantastic to have her as our guest speaker from Brisbane tonight. Jaki Everitt will be joining us talking about the 5 Real You brand secrets. And for those who've never attended a Mass Media Tribe meetup before, can I just see a show of hands on the live Zoom room? Who has not attended a live Mass Media Tribe event? Thank you, Dion, Anne-Marie and Chris, Jennifer, Michael, Catherine. Have you attended before? No, never. Anyone else? No, the rest of you have. Well, fantastic. Welcome to all of our newcomers. Welcome. I know some of you I've known for years, so it's fantastic to have you at one of these events. And for those who don't know about Mass Media Tribe, the meetup group actually started in 2018. And I did a series of events on the Gold Coast and also in Brisbane as live events before COVID. And we were charging $10 to $15 an event at the time just to cover room costs, etc. And now since COVID, I have been doing these events every 2 weeks online at different times. It's not always the same time every 2 weeks. It does vary. And we've had some phenomenal guest speakers who've talked about all sorts of things, from automating Instagram and from video marketing, all sorts of amazing content. And some of those events have been streamed into the Mass Media Tribe group on Facebook. And some of them you'll see up on my YouTube channel, which is Media Queen TV. So thank you for all of our amazing guest speakers we've had. And we're keeping this going. The main idea really is to help people get their message to the masses, to help you be seen, known and heard out there. You know, for far too long we've been taught to be seen and not heard growing up. You know, a lot of people have a lot of fear around speaking up and around sharing their message and sharing their uniqueness. And the fact is, just by being born, you are 1 in a billion just by being born. And you do have an extraordinary message to share. You have an extraordinary story to share. Your X factor is your story. And if people don't know about your story and you're the world's best kept secret right now, then it's absolutely perfect that you are here, because that's what this is about, is to encourage you to share your message. And even if you just take on one thing from tonight and you take action from that one thing, then it will be worth your while to be here. And that's what we aim to do, is to actually give you lots of gems tonight that you can take away and you can instigate into your life and your business. So that's a little bit about Mass Media Tribe. Now, personally, I'm Aldwyn Alternay. For those who don't know me, I'm known as the Media Queen. And the Media Queen is about stepping up with your message, about celebrating your uniqueness. And while some people really don't like the cartoon, I see Catherine nodding. And I actually had 2 film producer friends in LA that said they really don't like that cartoon as branding. Now we're talking about branding tonight, right? It's interesting. And they actually, these 2 film producer friends in LA, they said, we're going to get you a proper cartoon. And they took me to Disneyland and they had this beautiful princess diagram done, which I may actually pull out and show you before the end of this event. And it was a very pretty picture. However, it wasn't representing what I wanted to represent with Media Queen, which is out there, right? It's a big smile, big hair. Okay, my nose isn't quite that big, but you know, you get the idea, right? And it is an ugly version of me, but you know, that's the thing with branding and with putting yourself out there. Sometimes, you know, you may not always come across, you know, as nice as you may want to come across. And the thing is, if you want to put yourself out there, you need to be able to get over that, get over what other people think. There's always going to be people that love and hate everything that you do. Right. And the thing is to be comfortable with what you're putting out there, and not to say that you might want to tweak and change that as you go along, but, you know, don't let perfection get in the way of progress is my big tip for you, right? Don't let perfection get in the way of progress. So thank you, Catherine. And I do totally respect what you say, Catherine. You know, Catherine's been around a long time. She's a phenomenal speaker coach and coach in general, business coach. She's a phenomenal lady. And I do respect what you say. And, you know, this is the thing. Some people are going to love your brand. Some people aren't. You need to think about, what is it that you want to put out? What is it that you want to portray? So my background is I have 36 years media experience. I've worked in TV, radio, print, in film, etc. I've worked right across the board in media, and I'm a stand for truth and good news in the media. And good news particularly, I think, is something we really, really need right now. And it's something that we can all be responsible for, is sharing more gratitude and good news. The highest vibrations you will feel on the planet are love and gratitude. So the more you can come into love and gratitude in your life with everything you do, the more you will attract opportunities to yourself, and the more that you will have a greater experience of life. Right? So it's important to be conscious of the messages that not only we are consuming through the mass media, and we know there's a lot of fake news. Having worked as a journalist for many years, I've seen the fake news, I've seen the hidden agendas behind the scenes, and I can tell you that you're not always hearing the truth, okay, through the mainstream media, as a lot of you would be aware. So I always suggest do your own research with everything. Do your own research. And there's been a lot of very interesting documentaries have come out since COVID, and some of them have been shut down by YouTube and Facebook. There's fact checkers now that are, controlling the way we see things. Google is controlling how we're seeing things. Thankfully now we have alternative media channels that we can look at, such as BitChute. If you haven't seen BitChute, check that out, or library.tv, lbry.tv. These are alternative news channels where YouTube has been shutting down things such as content on 5G. For example, I put a video up on 5G on YouTube. It got taken off YouTube. Okay, so it's very interesting to see what's happening now with media and with messaging. And it's interesting to see all the alternative media coming out. Now, some documentaries I highly recommend you watch if you haven't seen it, and you might not see them on YouTube, but you may see them on some alternative media channels. And one of them is Out of Shadows. And that talks about, has anyone seen Out of Shadows? Can I see it's a documentary. It had about 10 million views in about a month. Out of Shadows talks about how we've been conditioned to believe certain things. Out of Shadows, Plandemic is another one that got banned and got highly criticized. There's two versions of Plandemic that have also have come out. So check both those out, Out of Shadows and Plandemic. Google them and make your own decisions up on what you believe the truth is. And as much as it's important to be aware of what's happening, some things we cannot control out there. You can control how you're going to be about it and what you're going to do. And during COVID, I've set up the Global Good News Challenge through COVID to help decrease depression and suicide rates as well. I've personally had depression. I've had 4 friends who have taken their own lives by the age of 45. So it's something that's very close to my heart, where I want to see a shift in that. And I do believe that if we share more positive news and if we consume more positive news, then we can make a difference in these areas. So that's a little bit of background on that, a little bit of background on me and why I started this. And now I'd love to hear from you on the live Zoom. I'd love to go around the Zoom room and hear from you, your name, what you do, 3 things you're grateful for, and what you'd like to get out of tonight. For those who would like to share, if you don't want to share on the live Zoom, then you can just say pass and we'll go to the next person. Okay, so we all up for this on the Zoom room? Excellent, excellent. Okay, well, I'm going to work around the room this way. So how about we go first to Mike? Are you up to share first, Mike? Mike Palmer?
Yep.
Excellent. Thank you.
Firstly, hello, Catherine. My name is Michael Palmer. I'm a retired business development consultant. Now, I am an author and producer of a small business startup program. 3 things I'm grateful for is Dr. Heiner, a specialist I saw last week. It made a huge difference. The Samsung staff at Rubicam did an incredible job today. And my connection with Aldwyn. It's going to make me a lot of money. What to get out of tonight? 5 secrets about own branding. That's what I want to get out of it.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Mike. Excellent. Nice and succinct. I love that. And I'm grateful for you as well. Thank you so much, Mike. That's brilliant. And please remember to put your links in the live chat if you're on the Zoom room here, any links to Facebook pages or websites, etc., so we can connect and support you. Fantastic. Thank you, Mike. Now over to the other Michael here. Michael Dean, would you like to share your name, what you do, 3 things you're grateful for, and what you'd like to get out of tonight?
Michael Dean. I'm retired. I'm grateful for Jaki's friendship for many years. I'm very grateful I don't have this COVID. And I'm actually here to support Jaki. So she knows how my mind works or doesn't work. So any way I can be of assistance, I'm here.
Fantastic. And what else are you grateful for, Michael?
Oh boy. My sister. I share a place with her.
Beautiful. Fantastic. It's very important to be grateful for family, I believe. You know, there's some people haven't talked to family members for years because that family member might have said something that they didn't like, etc. And I just, you know, I think it's absolutely tragic when I hear that because, you know, I think you can always share love with people regardless. Some people, you know, behave badly, but, you know, generally speaking, most people do the best they can with what they have, I believe. And I think even, you know, those that you may not be getting along with out there, I suggest send them love. And those that you are getting along with, give them more time and more love and appreciation as well. Thank you.
Business-wise, I've been involved in very many things. I set up a charity in New South Wales. I sent tons of food over to Asia during the tsunami. I have a very entrepreneurial mind. I used to bring groups over to Australia. I'm an ex-hairdresser like Jaki. Been there, done that.
Awesome. Wow, you sound like you've got a whole book in you there, Michael.
Oh, God. Not with my handwriting.
Yeah. Well, lucky we can type nowadays and you can outsource a lot of things too. You know, you can record it and outsource it. So wonderful, Michael. Thank you so much for sharing. And where are you coming to us from, Michael? Where are you based?
I'm in Melbourne.
In Melbourne. Welcome from Melbourne. And Mike, I know you're on the Gold Coast. Wonderful. Fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing. Okay, let's go over to Anne. Anne, are you happy to share tonight? Your name, what you do, 3 things you're grateful for, and what you'd like to get out of tonight.
Right. Well, hello, everyone. I'm Anne, and I'm retired. And I think the 3 things that I'm most grateful for at the moment is that I live in Australia. I live in the country and don't want to be living in Adelaide today. Don't know whether you've heard that they're going into lockdown. I'm enjoying being retired, but also spending time gardening. And I've been talking with Jaki, and she's mentioned to me the opportunity of perhaps blogging about some of the things I'm learning. And I have to tell you, I'm learning heaps. I thought I knew a little bit about gardening, but it's a whole new world. And I'm thinking as I'm learning, well, there'll be a lot of people that don't know things that I'm learning. So maybe I should be documenting that and doing a blog on that. And I'm still enjoying hugging my tree that I have outside. So that's another thing that I'm particularly grateful for.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love that. And where are you coming to us from, Anne?
I'm out in Dalby.
In Dalby. Well, welcome all the way from Dalby. Fantastic. Yeah. Fantastic. And what would you like to get?
Sorry?
What would you like to get out of tonight, Anne?
Just the whole concept that Jaki talks about with branding. I think that's really important, and I acknowledge what Jaki knows and has done in so many areas. And you know, if you want to get out there, you've got to have something that stands out from the crowd. And I do like your caricature, by the way.
Thank you, Anne. We have one vote for the caricature. Yay.
I
Two
do.
votes, 3 votes.
Oh,
Catherine's going to have a talking to me after this. She's going to say, Aldwood, that caricature is really no good for you.
No,
Actually, that was a
to each
very
his
good
own,
caricature.
and it's your caricature, or when you like it, you use it.
Thank you, Catherine. Oh, thank you. I get the approval. I get the
No, not approval. Just
Yeah.
permission to do what you want to do.
Thank you. Thank you, Catherine. I appreciate that. Thank you. Oh, funny. Excellent. Excellent. Thank you, Anne. Thank you so much for sharing all the way from Dalby. That is brilliant. Great to have you with us. Now, Dion, it's so great to see you. Now, just unmute yourself there, Dion. I saw Dion on a Nick Cree event just the other day. It was fantastic to see you. Welcome.
Hey, Catherine, good to see your face again, too. And Jackie, I haven't seen you for a long time. So hi, everybody. For those who don't know me, my brand has been Dr. Dion. When I lived in Canberra, the public created that brand for me, as much as I tried not to have that brand because I didn't want to be that out loud and proud American. I was trying to be Australian. I've been over here for 25 years now. And so moving up to the Gold Coast, I kind of took a hiatus and just, kind of left the industry I was very well known in and just wanted to kind of hang out and recover from being a brand. So, I'm starting to come out again to a certain extent and get involved. So that's my goal for 2021 and just determining which direction I want to go. I'm an entrepreneur and I have a business called the Wise Academy. It's a registered training organization where we teach people how to become personal trainers. So it's all about wellness. And then also assisting the over 40 group target market to look at their skill sets and how they can do their own side hustle or start their own business, because many of my friends who are over 40, over 50 are finding it really hard to get into the workforce because they don't have the money to retire, by their own planning. So that's pretty much what I do. What I'm grateful for is to be alive and functioning. I had apparently I almost died last year from a fall. So I was in ICU in the States and but by miracle, I'm fully functioning and everything else from a traumatic brain injury. So that's my biggest thing I'm highly grateful for. And I don't think my friends were too traumatized. I think they've gotten over that after the past year. I'm also grateful, as I put in the chat, that my friends and family are keeping safe and healthy, especially those in the States. My 90-year-old mother, she's still alive and well. She actually just bought a new car this week. And she said it'll be paid off by the time when she's 95. So I know where I got my optimistic spirit. So I'm very grateful. I've got an exemption to go to the States. I just need to manifest the money to see about being with her for Christmas. And then lastly, I'm just so grateful that I'm passionate about what I do. I'm a constant educator. I've been doing it since I've been 16 years of age. I work for an amazing organization as a permanent part-time lecturer at Kaplan Business School, as well as have my own training organization. So, I would have to make something up to say my life is not going well. So I'm incredibly grateful for that. And so thank you. And when I'm just here to learn, I'm just trying to figure out where am I going to position myself? How do I want to brand myself to make that massive transformative purpose in the world? So thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Dion. Thank you so much for sharing. Great to see you. And I'm so grateful you're alive after all those challenges. My goodness. Wow. You really appreciate life even more when you've had those close shaves, don't you?
Yes.
Wonderful. Yeah. So well, your time's not done yet, Dion. Obviously, there's a lot more for you to do yet in this lifetime.
Not at all. I'm ready to rock and roll.
Yeah. Fantastic. And you're on the Gold Coast at the moment, Dion?
Yes. Yep.
Excellent. Welcome from up the road on the Gold Coast, Mermaid area.
Yeah, same party house.
Party house. Yeah. Dion does the best parties, by the way. If you ever get invited, definitely go along. There'll always be amazing conversations. Thank you, Dion, and good wine. Thank you, Dion. Ranger Nick, over to you. Are you happy to share? I'm sure you're happy to share. You're always out there, Mr. Ranger Nick.
Yeah, love the sound of my own voice. So for those who don't know me, I'm Ranger Nick, and how is all going? I'm a celebrity bush cook. I travel all over Australia, edutaining, I guess, about cooking in the great outdoors. I've published 3 books now. We're working on the 4th one. Hope to have it released by Christmas. I'm the Guinness World Record holder for the longest damper in the world. I'm not sure that that's a notch in the belt, but it's something I didn't see coming, but I thought I'd have a crack at it. Heck, what else have I done? Heaps of stuff. Travelled all around. Make sure you check it out. It's a lot of fun, a lot of mischief around the campfire. I think laughing's learning, so I try and put that over during my cooking shows, because I find most cooking shows as boring as batshit. So I like to see all that sort of stuff happening and people having fun. I've been eating all my life, so I sort of like food. Things I'm grateful for are certainly my health, my family in my life, and the most grateful thing at the moment is my nectarine tree is absolutely loaded, and I'm stuffing myself full of nectarines at the moment. They're absolutely beautiful. So I've had a lot of trouble with birds, cattle, and all the rest, but this year I've beat the bloody thing, so I'm stuck right into it. What I'd like to get out of tonight, I've obviously got my own branding, but it's always nice to put a shine on things. So hopefully I can pick up some tips and get that happening a little bit sharper. We've lost the girl. No, she's back again. There you are, Alden. You disappeared for a minute there.
I'm back.
You're back.
My computer just froze, but we're back.
Back like a pan rash.
Thank you, Ranger Nick. I'm sure what you shared was absolutely amazing. I caught most of it. And you have put some books out as well. I'm not sure if you shared about that or about your curry for COVID that you did as well. You've got curry kits, amazing. Which,
yes, certainly.
Which hopefully will be able to...
During COVID, the entertainment industry, I'm sure you're all aware, sort of died like a duck. So, yes, I've been trying to do things like online streaming, which I'm certainly relying on other people to help me with the computery side of it. But we've been getting some good results with that, and we'll launch new products like the curry and spice kits, do it yourself at home, authentic type meals. So they're going really well. I'm starting to get them into shops as well now. So that's going quite well.
Fantastic.
Nick, I'm a returning customer for your curry. Just fantastic.
Yeah, you're loving them, Mike. That's good to hear, mate. That's really good to hear.
Very
Awesome.
good, thank you.
That's great, Nick. That's fantastic. And did you share what you wanted to get out of tonight? I might have missed that.
Absolutely, yes. So family, my nectarine tree's booming at the moment. I'm loving the nectarine. They're great.
What you're grateful for. And you're coming to us from Casino, Tamworth area. Well, not Tamworth,
yep.
Casino. Lismore.
Yeah, Casino, North area, Hogarth Range. Yep, beautiful up here. All the bloody lantana, but I'm slowly chipping away at that.
Awesome. Fantastic, Ranger Nick. And what did you want to get out of tonight? I missed that because I froze.
Yeah, well, as I said, I've certainly got my own branding and the like, so it's going to be good to see what I can get out of tonight and hopefully put a bit of a shine on things, yeah.
Awesome.
Bit of spitting.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ranger Nick. Yay. Thank you. Thank you to everyone who's shared up until this point. And we are going to be hearing from Jaki Everitt tonight about the 5 real you brand secrets. I'm also going to share a little segment on how to get free publicity as well after these intros. And we'll have it very much Q&A style tonight. So if you have any questions for Jaki right now that you are thinking of on the live, then we'll do that. And then at the end of tonight, we aim to wrap up about 8 o'clock Queensland time, Australian Eastern Standard Time tonight. We're going for 2 hours. So we'll wrap up then, and we are going to have some giveaways. Now you need to be on the live Zoom to be able to win a prize. And for anyone who's on the live Zoom who wants to donate a prize as well, you are welcome to do that. So we'll have some media workshop tickets to give away, some media strategy sessions from myself, and I'm sure there'll be a whole lot of others. Jackie's got something to give away as well. Usually people put their hands up and say, yep, I'll donate something. So so if you have got something you would like to donate, and we can give you a plug at the end of today as well, then that would be wonderful. So if you do have something, you can pop it in the chat if you'd like to give something away and the value of that. And we're going to have have the wheel of names that we will have later. We'll have all your names in there, and we'll be spinning the wheel, and you may be able to win a prize if you stay on the live Zoom up until 8 o'clock tonight. And those watching this on Facebook, you can still join us on Zoom as well. In Eventbrite, just register there. You'll get the order confirmation. The orders are open. You can open and join us anytime up until 8 o'clock. So another 90 minutes or so. Fantastic. Jennifer King. Jennifer, are you happy to share your name, what you do, 3 things you're grateful for, and what you'd like to get out of tonight?
Yes, I am. I'm Jennifer. I live in Sydney. And what I'm grateful for are old friends like Jaki Everitt, who they're people that remind us of our greatness. I read this somewhere. Remind us of our greatness when we've forgotten it. And there's another couple of people I can see here too who I've known for a very long time. And I'm also grateful for, I did write this down, I'm grateful for a very loving family. And I'm grateful to be able to see the beauty in aging. I'm an older woman now, and it took me a long time, I think, to admit that I'm an older woman, and I'm actually starting to see the real beauty and wisdom in it that I'd never been told about, or it's just amazing, an amazing time. I'm a full-time carer for my sister, who I absolutely adore. And that's what I do now. My background was in counselling and relationships and mediation. And that was like another lifetime ago. And I also write poetry and short stories in my spare time, and enjoy that very much. And do a bit of singing as well. And what else? What am I hoping to get out tonight? Perhaps a new way of seeing things, a way that I tend to be a rather contemplative kind of person, and maybe a way of bringing the contemplative nature into something that's up to date and modern without compromising my own nature of who I am. So.
Beautiful. Beautiful, Jennifer. Thank you, and welcome all the way from Sydney, my old hometown. I actually grew up in Sydney. I'm a Sydney girl, but at heart, I grew up in the Northern Beaches in the Manly area, to Mossman High and Forest High, for those that know Sydney. Who else is ex-Sydney here? Who else has been in Sydney? Yes, Catherine. Oh, wow, a lot of you. Christiane, Jackie, and oh my goodness, half, like 3/4 of the room is ex-Sydney. And Michael. Wow, amazing. Amazing, amazing. Well, welcome, Jennifer, all the way from Sydney.
Thank you.
Fantastic. And they say 70 is the new 40 now. So,
That's
with the way things, with the way things are moving forward, it's never too late. If you want to put yourself out there and make a difference, or a bigger difference in the world, now's the perfect time. And for those listening to other people's intros now, just listen in for, someone you can maybe contribute to or support or share with. You might just hear one gem tonight, or connect with one person that could be pivotal for your life and your business, or for what you want to achieve out of life. So please look at how you can support each other tonight as you're hearing from people. Okay, thank you, Jennifer. Catherine, over to you. I know you would love to share. I'm sure you'd love to share. You're a speaker and speaker trainer, etc. So Catherine Palin-Brinkworth, if you would like to share. Of course, you may not want to share tonight, but I would say.
Well, I was going to hide. I've had an absolutely fabulous but full-on day, and I'm going, I don't know if I can even make 3 words make any sense. But I did want to be here, and it's just so wonderful to see Mike and Dion and Christiane and others I know, and I do think I know Jackie, but I can't remember where from. So me, yes, I am a business development strategist, have been for many, many years, 32 years, after a lifetime in accountancy, then sales and marketing, and various leadership roles at global level. I've chaired 2 international boards. So yeah, I've been a speaker for the last 32 years as well, as you mentioned earlier, and my platform presentations are on leadership, business growth, change, and particularly in the last year via Zoom on resilience and building remote teams, which many people have had to learn to do. And there's, skills and things that, as you were saying, Jennifer, I'm a tribal elder, and it's just the most glorious place to be. I mean, I was told, I think 17 years ago, that with a diagnosis of non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, that I would last 18 months. So it's pretty good to have lasted nearly 18 years so far, and another at least 20 or 30 to go. And the joy of being older rather than dead. Like who wouldn't? Right? So, I thoroughly enjoy all of the experiences and the wisdom and the challenges and the learning and all the frustrations and the gifts, and it's all rich. And I want to do a rebrand, actually, Aldwyn, because I really have always loved my logo and my branding, but I actually want to take it to another level now, to a third dimension. So that's why I wanted to come and listen and pick up your gems and wisdom, yours and Jackie's. So thank you for hosting us.
Thank you, Catherine. Thank you so much. And I was actually just showing a photo I took of Catherine. I did a photo shoot for her recently. And I was showing the photo to, actually, would you believe, a JP at Australia Fair. I was getting something signed by a JP, and she wanted photos for her daughter. And I said, well, look at this photo I took of Catherine Palin Brinkworth as your profile photo, the one with the wind blowing through your hair.
Yeah.
It's a natural shot too.
Completely accidental that everyone thinks was so carefully staged.
Yeah, it was just one of those just beautiful shots, and she loved it. So there you go. The JP at Australia Fair, the lady there, she loved the photo. So
fine. And your skill.
And we were also in the Rotary, Gold Coast Rotary as well together, which I know Christian's involved in Rotary. Who else is involved with Rotary here? Any other Rotary people? No other Rotary people? Okay, well, Rotary.
Jan was a member of my old club at Hope Island, and I'm now with Gold Coast, which is the largest club in Queensland and the third largest club in Australia.
Oh,
so
wow.
Anyone who thinks Rotary is fading away, it's going the other direction.
Right.
Lots of community need, lots of community service, and Hope Island is growing like crazy, Christian, isn't it?
Amazing, amazing, fantastic, Catherine. Thank you so much for joining us. Great to have you here. You are an icon in the industry, I would say, in the business speaking industry and business mentoring. You're an extraordinary lady. So thank you so much for being here. Jackie, would you like to introduce yourself now, or wait? Would you like to do a little intro? Just unmute yourself if you'd like to just share quickly. We know you're our guest speaker, so.
So I don't start crying, because I'm finding this quite emotional. It's quite in such a beautiful way. I know that health is most important to us, otherwise we wouldn't all be here. And so the three things I'm grateful for are fairly recent, although both Jennifer and Anne I've known for over 30 years, and Michael for probably 20 odd, 30 is it?
40, I think.
Oh my goodness me. Shh. Anyway, 10 years ago, I was diagnosed with cancer for the second time. And there was just some unrelated things that happened, and wasn't feeling too well. It was unrelated, so don't worry, people. And Anne was sort of saying, you need to go to the hospital because I'm a bit stubborn like that. And so I did go to the hospital, and I can remember waking up a month later after being in a coma for a month, and you find your friends when you wake up being given not much chance. I don't think I know the story, because both, I would say in alphabetical order here, Anne and Jennifer, just in alphabetical order, but in no particular order. And they understand why I say that. So they were there when I woke up. And, 9 weeks later, and learning to do things again. And to be here now is a real gift. When I look around this room, this virtual room, and I see people, some people who I've just met, and I do know your name, Catherine, and Dion, who I know is a great educator, with your WISE Academy and all those assignments that you mark, and I can totally relate to it. And I'm going, shoot me now, I hear you, I've got a stack. So my background was from the entertainment industry, creative industries as a hair and makeup artist, worked with lots of celebs, etc. But loved the personal development area. Just love the empowerment of people. And somehow I fell into education. So I've been teaching international students, or I was teaching up to 9 years ago or 10 years ago, international students, which I stand for diversity. I absolutely feel wealthy with learning about people's differences, and cultures, beliefs, and the more different somebody is, the more excited I am. So that I've been teaching in university. I have a master's degree in multimedia design from Sydney University, and I've just spent the last 9 years working on a PhD, which is interesting in design education, design law. I'm very innovative, and I can be controversial. My research found, I've presented at Cambridge University, my research found that we're not taught how to value our creativity, our originality. Intellectual property is actually not taught in design. So it's not, that's the right side of the brain, being creative. And in where we are now, we're in a perfect place. I feel so honored to be able to discuss real branding in this new economy that's happening. And, I just ask to keep your minds open and embrace this new change, which is for real people. It's not going to be manufactured as such. There are new opportunities. We have the whole, global. I talk global futures as one of my subjects. I've taught master's subjects, MBAs, accounting students, etc. Whilst I might not look the role, I like to push boundaries, because I know that you turning up here tonight, there are some really exciting opportunities that are not painful, they're not expensive. The objective that really I find is that everybody wants to be happy, right? We want to be happy. And we're here for a good time, not a long time. So we can blend some attributes that you have, hopefully, and find some new ways of learning and living and earning. And I'm waffling because I do tend to do that, don't I? But it's so exciting, I can't contain myself. But I managed to do it without crying. So thank you for your patience. And I look forward to serving you later.
Thank you, Jackie. Thank you, Jackie. And just very quickly, 3 things you're grateful for.
Oh, 3 things. See?
3 things.
Make up my own roles. Yeah. 3 things I'm grateful for: to be alive, my friends, my true friends. The people that are here today on my pathway are angels on my pathway. And I'm grateful for the knowledge that I have, that I would like to be able to bring forward this evening, and just inspire some creative thinking and some innovation, and open some new doors maybe.
Beautiful, beautiful, fantastic. And you're coming to us from Brisbane, all the way from Brisbane, and you've lived in Melbourne and Sydney. You've travelled around a fair bit. So maybe you and Catherine met in Sydney years ago. Who knows?
You might. I know your name. I do know your name. Yes.
Yes, we might have seen her speak, actually. Who knows? Who knows? Thank you, Jackie. Can't wait to hear more from you later. Thank you so much for sharing. You're an amazing woman. And Jackie and I actually had a 1-hour interview yesterday that we that we did, and we shared some celebrity branding secrets and a whole lot of other stuff. So you can see that online as well. That's on Media Queen TV and also on Facebook. Thank you, Jackie. So just quickly around the room, because we've still got quite a few people to cover. We've got Jax, Christian, Anne-Marie, and Chris, Joylene, and Claude to come to yet. Everyone else has shared. For those who'd like to share, of course, if you don't want to share, we'll move on. But just very quickly, if we could just have you just share your name, what you do, 3 things you're grateful for, and what you'd like to get out of tonight. So Jax, over to you. Are you happy to share? Just unmute yourself there, and there we go.
Hi, I'm Jax Lilly. I'm from the Gold Coast. Very nice to meet you all. I'm an author, writing coach, and an editor. And what I'm passionate about is helping other people leave behind their legacy. So I have a bit of a branding crisis going on, which is why I'm here, because my slogan says, Jack of all trades, master of writing. And I think I've been trying to do everything, and I'm decided I'm just going to streamline, and I'm going to just focus on specialising people leaving behind a legacy. And having said that, things that I'm grateful for family. I have lost some members of family this year, but I've also gained a grandson, and I've got 2 more on the way, which is pretty exciting. So where there's loss, there's gain. So try and focus on the positives is what I say. So I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for my passion. Writing is my passion. I love writing. It was a gift that I found I had from a very young age when I came to Australia, quite young, couldn't speak a word of English, and I ended up loving English, and writing was a way to express myself, telling stories. Another thing I'm grateful for is the freedom of choices. I think we're very blessed still in this country that we do have freedom to make choices. It's a very topsy-turvy time in the world at the moment, so I'm very grateful that I live in Australia. I have all my relatives are overseas, so for me, I'm very happy that we have still freedom. And just a little bit more about myself is just I have a Master of Arts degree in writing and literature. That is my passion. So tonight, what I want to get out of it is just streamlining that branding so that people just 100% know that I am a jack of all trades, master of writing, but I'm going to, after suffering burnout, I'm going to decide just to stick to one specialisation, which is going to be hard, but I'm going to try.
Awesome. Fantastic. Thank you so much, Jax. Amazing. And I know you're an incredibly busy lady, editing books and writing books and doing all sorts of things. So thank you so much for being with us today. Really appreciate you being here. And Jax is a member of our Mass Media Mastery Program, as is Mike and Ranger Nick and a few people here, our members. So welcome to all our current members. Okay, Christian, let's move over to you. Are you happy to share your name, what you do, 3 things you're grateful for, and what you'd like to get out of tonight? Thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Christian V. I'm from the Gold Coast, and I've written a few notes. So there's so many things we have been asked to answer. So who I am, I'm rebranding myself as a body transformation coach and mentor, reinventing who I am. The reason for that is that I healed myself from diabetes about 4 years ago, and health is very important to me. And I really, I actually healed myself, and I encourage so many people to, instead of surrendering to medication, to be able to heal themselves with natural remedies. And this is something that I'm very passionate about. So, so ideally, I help women over 40 regain their health, get back to their ideal weight, and really live their life to the fullest and get more vitality. And in fact, practically, reverse the aging process in a way. Sometimes when we lose weight, we actually can look younger and have more vitality and health. So I'm author of Health Dynamics, a unique principle of self-healing. And so what else did we have to cover?
3 things you're grateful for and what you want to get out of tonight.
Yes, the three things I'm grateful for you, Aldwin. You're an amazing friend, very talented girl, and not girl, amazing woman. And so we're all grateful for you. And also I'm grateful for all the beautiful people that I have around me whenever I need them, they're around. I'm grateful to live on the Gold Coast, and I think it's the best place in the world. It's surrounded by water and it's very calming, and it seems to be very spiritual, and it feels really good to be here. Very grateful for that. So also I'm very grateful for where I am in my life today, and it's just perfect. Where I am at. I'm so grateful for that. But also what I want to get out of today, I've just met Jaki, and I'm planning to work with her very soon, because I definitely need rebranding myself. And I feel, as I think Catherine was saying, going to the next level, I'm very much looking at something very similar. And hopefully I have covered everything.
Yay, awesome, Christiane. Thank you so much. Very grateful for you too. Extraordinary lady. And Christiane's the one I call when I'm in breakdown. I say, oh, help, Christiane, I'm breaking down again. And then she just snaps me out of it. We just go right back to normal again.
Get on with it. Works like magic, doesn't it, Aldwin?
Amazing, amazing. So Christiane is a phenomenal coach herself. So, and all coaches need coaches, right? All coaches, I have multiple mentors in my life, and I think it's so important, if you want to stay on top of your game, to have some extraordinary people around you. And, as I look around this Zoom room, I am so grateful for you, for being here today. Each of you have an extraordinary story to share. Some of you are better known than others, and regardless of how well known you are, I know that you have overcome some big challenges in life to get to where you are now, because that's how life goes, right? The roller coaster ride of life. And if you have overcome any big hurdles and challenges, then maybe it's time to acknowledge yourself for that, right? And to be grateful for that, because every single choice has brought you right here to this point. It's absolutely perfect that you are here. I always say all the right people show up, and the right people see this. And, when the student is ready, the teacher will show up, right? As they say. Fantastic. Thank you, Christiane. Now over to, and Christiane's from the Gold Coast, of course, and Anne-Marie and Chris, please unmute yourself. Love to hear from you. If you'd like to share your name, what you do, 3 things you're grateful for, and what you'd like to get out of tonight.
Hi, he's looking at me. Hi, thanks, Owen, for putting this event on. We're grateful for you actually doing that. Very timely, because we're actually starting a new business due to COVID. Had to basically reinvent ourselves, and rather than stuffing around with all sorts of other things we could have been doing, we decided we'd go for the big vision. So we're creating a tiny house eco resort. It'll be our proof of concept. Once we get that cracking, we'll actually be replicating that around Australia and who knows where else. So no thinking small here other than the tiny houses.
I love it. That is so great.
3 things that we're grateful for, other than being here, is we have a new mentor that's just been assigned. We've been through about 3 different ones so far, so hopefully this one will work out. And we sat in on a conference, an online conference over the weekend, Friday through till Monday, and it was the opposite time frame to here, being America. And so we're still coming back to Australian time frame, but we met some brilliant people, some really lovely movers and shakers within the tiny house world. So lots of contacts to follow up on there as well.
And I'll put in my 2 cents worth, if that's okay. But for me personally, I'm very grateful for front row seats with Aldwin and all of you in my socks. It doesn't happen where you can get front row seats, and that's what it feels like at all these events.
Yeah.
And where you might have been in the nosebleed section at all the other events, this time you're actually right up front with the people, and I'm really grateful for that. Something I hadn't thought of at 56 years and 1 day, that I would be at this point in my life. you know, I hadn't thought about what it's like to be 56, and now I am with
Wow.
one day, you know, it's like, whoa, it's about time I got my act together. So the other thing is, most of all, due to COVID shutting down our previous industry, for the first time in my life now, I have the opportunity to do something for us, as opposed to building everybody else's dreams, which I've always done in my life. I've been sales manager, all that sort of stuff for this person, that person, whatever, but it was always at my own expense and someone else. And when things hit the fan, yes, it was their problem, not necessarily because of me, but I built their industries and built their businesses. And I'm thinking, when do I get a chance to do something I want to do that benefits us and we can do together? And I mean, we fight like cat and dog, but that is what you need in a business. And and the answer we get to at the end is the right answer because we've done that and we understand that. And we're 10 years strong now, just to, you know, in a change of life. But the 5 secrets that we're really looking for, we want to know those 5 secrets that are staring us in the face. We overthink things in our life, and there are 5 mass media secrets we know that are staring us in the face for our new startup venture.
Wonderful. Wow. Thank you so much for sharing, Anne-Marie and Chris. And where are you coming to us from? Where are you based?
Sunshine Coast.
Sunshine Coast. Wow. Which part?
Budrum.
Budrum.
Oh,
On the mountain.
Wonderful. Gorgeous part of the world. Fantastic. Well, welcome from the Sunshine Coast. Thank you so much for sharing, and particularly since you've been on the crazy time schedule there with that course. Good on you for making that happen. You know, a lot of people are attending events at crazy times in the morning. In fact, I'm being interviewed by someone in New York tomorrow the next day after tomorrow, actually at 1 a.m. So kind of midnight, just after midnight tomorrow night, I'm being interviewed at 1 a.m. So I will probably get a nap in there somewhere in the afternoon. So
I would suggest you do.
So I'm fresh for 1 a.m. for New York.
Don't put makeup on and then have a sleep and then get up.
Yeah.
You should need to wash the face.
Yes, it'll be interesting to see how that one turns out. So I think I'll set multiple alarms in case I miss the first one. Anyway, that's what we're doing now, right? This is the world that we're living in now. And, you know, they say that when, you know, after COVID, what's going to happen after COVID? Well, there'll be a new normal. Now, what's exciting at this time is that out of the 7.8 billion people on the planet right now, we have 3.8 billion active social media users. So what is happening now is that people like you and I are shaping the news right now, because journalists are looking to social media all the time for story ideas. So this is where it's really important to get conscious to how you're doing your social media right now, because I know many people have been picked up for mainstream media through their social media posts, through Instagram posts, through Facebook posts, through Twitter. These are all fantastic mediums. There's a lot of celebrities and journalists on Twitter. So I do recommend, if you're not on Twitter, that's a great place to start to look with your social media. And if you're new to social media and you're and it's all a bit of a minefield, and there's, you know, there are a whole lot of different social media channels out there, and you don't need to be on all of them. You know, you need to think about obviously who you want to target, where those people are, target your avatar. And if you're in business, you want to be on LinkedIn, because over 80% of people on LinkedIn are business owners or decision makers. So you definitely want to be on LinkedIn. You definitely want to be on Facebook, because most people are on Facebook. Twitter, if you want to connect with celebrities and media people, you want to be on Twitter. So they're the 3 minimum, I would say. Instagram, of course, Facebook owns Instagram. So, you know, they're all collaborating now. YouTube is still a great medium, even though there's a lot of censorship on Facebook. You know, the thing is, you can't control any of these social media channels, but it is important to be seen on them, and so that when people Google you, what are they going to find when they Google you, right? It's always good to Google yourself, actually, and Google yourself in an incognito browser, so that you can see how you come across there, how other people are searching you as well, and what comes up when people search you. Or if you have a brand name, what comes up when people search your brand name. Very interesting to look at that and see what happens. And you will find, in fact, when I search myself, I find all my social media comes up on page 1 of Google, because it's the most current form of media that you're going to put out there, right? So that's where everyone's going. So thank you so much, Anne-Marie and Chris. Thank you for sharing. Joylene, I know we can't see your face, but would you like to share audio?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, good. Sorry, everyone. I have tried and tried. I've even shut it down twice and come back in, and something's happening. This is the first time that's never worked. So obviously there's a little gremlin in there somewhere. Okay, I'm Joylene from the Gold Coast. I've been here almost 2 years, and I came from 16 years on the Sunshine Coast. So I'm a bit of a coasty lover, I think. I, like a couple of people have mentioned, I think it might have been Jackie and I don't know, one of the chappies, was it Michael? Former hairdressers.
Ah.
I was a hairdresser for 35 years.
Wow.
And then I decided to, take a bit of a different tack and became educated. I grew up as a itinerant child, leave school very early. I went to work at age 11, so I left school. So I've always had this inkling to become educated. So I just went back as a mature age student after many, many different years of different jobs. And I've got my psychology degree and my postgraduate in counselling. So I then had jobs, a number of jobs after that, working for boarding schools and working for after child care and then for the government as a child safety officer, which was really, really rewarding for 8 years. So I really loved that. And I was also a bailiff. So, I've had a bit of it probably doesn't sound real good to be a bailiff, but, they're necessary people in the world. If you don't pay your bills, well, you've got to pay the price, haven't you? Someone comes knocking on the door early in the morning and serve a bit of paper. And it's not funny. It's a sensitive job, which you have to, do it in a nice, kind, empathic way. I am very grateful, I guess, for living on the Gold Coast. I'm also grateful for my health, and after having a number of health issues, to now be totally health and illness free, and not that I was ill, but I had a number of different issues. I have written my autobiography. As a young person, I was abused over many, many years. And I've written a story which I believe is inspirational. It shows that with resilience, that we as human beings have this inner resilience. And if we can tap into that, then we can move on. We can create a wonderful life for ourselves. And I'm so grateful that I was able to tap into that inner strength that I had. And so I've written an autobiography so that I can share the message and to actually let people know that you don't have to be a victim, that you can actually get on with life and create a life that you believe that you deserve and that you want. And so, I'm very grateful that I was able to achieve that. The book was, June? I was published in June. So I'm in the process at the moment of trying to promote that and through social media. And I'm hoping tonight that Jackie might be able to give me some feedback on how best I can go about doing that, because it's a message that I believe there's a lot of people need to hear. I'm also grateful I've just bought myself a new car last week. So I'm really, really happy about that. And I think I'm grateful that I've got 3 wonderful children, very responsible, beautiful people. I've got 6 grandchildren that are really quite beautiful kids. And so really that's my story. I'm totally grateful for everything, for being here. I am just one of those people that I have gratitude for almost everything. So I think that's enough from me.
Thank you so much, Joylene. Thank you for joining us from the Gold Coast. And if you want to see what Joylene looks like, check her out on social media.
Yes, on joylenemichelle.com, author. Okay.
JoyleneMichelle.com, author. Thank you so much, Joylene. Congratulations on your book. Very exciting.
Thank
and
you.
I know our last person to share, I believe everyone's shared except for our lucky last here for the sharing before we move on is the amazing Claude. And we met actually when she was speaking at a gig that I attended many years ago. And then we did some media work together, coming to us from Brisbane. Claude, if you'd like to share, just quickly, just unmute yourself and just share your name, what you do, 3 things you're grateful for, and what you'd like to get out of tonight. So we'll just unmute you there, just asking to unmute there, Claude, just unmute yourself. There we go, unmuting soon.
No.
There we go, there you are.
Hello, hello everybody. So obviously you all have a lot to say, like me, obviously. And what I may say to you, I am 74, I'm over 74 now. At the age of 58, my marriage broke down. And at 64, I decided to cross 2 countries on foot along a pilgrimage, and I never walked before. You know what I mean by never walked. I walked for 100 days, and to give you the distance I cover, I can look the map of Australia. It's like if you start in Cairns and finished further down to Sydney. I carried a backpack of 13 kilos and I did it all by myself. When I came back, thank you. When I came back, I could not fit in the world. I had such an amazing time. I mean, it was hard. I suffered hell physically, but emotionally, I let my burden on the side of the road. And that was a big thing for me. I came back and I cried. I walked 100 days and I cried for 100 days. And a friend of mine said to me, Claude, you have to write about it. And I said, you're completely mad. I came to Australia, I was 33 and a half. And my last job is a checkout chick. And you want me to write in English? Forget about it. Anyway, because I do a lot of volunteering in palliative care and in cancer ward in 2 different hospitals in Brisbane, she said the following words that said, Claude, do you think I know you? I said, yeah. We've known each other for many years. Yeah. Well, I know through your words you will help others. And because she said that, well, if I can write, because you don't know your ability, I didn't know what I was able to do. And I discovered at 66 that I was able to help others, not only physically when I meet them when they're passing or something like that, but as well with my writing. So I got the bug and I started to walk a long distance walk. And I did that in La Rapinta, center of Australia. I went to Nepal for my 70th birthday. At 71, I went to Nepal. I'd reached 3,210 meters, couldn't go anymore. And at 72, I was part of a documentary, a film documentary in Spain. And I walk about between 800 and 900 kilometers with them. And I say bye-bye, because they were returning to Australia or New Zealand. And I walked by myself, walking back. And I went to Portugal, and I walk in Portugal as well. So I walk about, for the last bit, about 1,100K. I came back, I realized during this walk, the last walk, that I thought I dealt everything in my life. But I had a big shock. It was not true. So that's why I had to deal with these emotions coming in from my heart, and I did it. So before last year in December, I started writing, and I launched on Saturday my second book, which gives you everything. It's called Boots to Freedom. And it's related to all the works I have done. Thank you. So what I'm grateful for, knowing this beautiful girl here that we met, you know, universe works in a mysterious way, don't they? And I thought you meant today. So what I was grateful today is that my grandchildren rang me, the little ones and the big one, and the little ones, they wanted to talk to me before going to school. That is really beautiful, and they live in Melbourne. And my grandsons as well, he wanted to see me as well, so that's beautiful. And what I'm grateful is that through all the trauma and the difficulties I've known through the course of my life, from a very early age to say 64, because I didn't know then, I am grateful what I am receiving now from so many people, that if I did not go through my fears, because I had to write in English, and I didn't know if I could write properly, I received all this amazing comment from all around the world. And I have been so blessed in the end of my life. I am absolutely so grateful. I can say to you that my first book has been #1 in Brisbane for twice, and it was I got 4, 5, and 3, and under 10 for 10 weeks, and every year it has been among the bestseller. If I did not go over my fears, I wouldn't have known all this beautiful around me, and people who said to me that, Claude, you inspired me, you helped me. I was going through a difficult time in my life. Now I know how to resolve it. How can you not be so amazed and feeling so beautiful inside your heart? I'm telling you, I received lately a message from somebody in England, and I cried.
Oh.
Because a word touched me so very deeply. And if I did not know, if I did not have the courage to do it, I wouldn't have known that. So if you have something in your heart and really you desire to do it, do it. It doesn't matter if you fail, at least you tried. You know, at the end of life, what I've seen in the hospital, what people, and in cancer as well, in cancer world, people regret not to have done this, not to have done that. Please try. Doesn't matter if you fail, at least you will leave here, leave this earth without any regret. I wish you all to have a beautiful life.
Oh, Claude, you're amazing. You're extraordinary lady. Unbelievable the things you've done. Boots to Bliss is your first book. Have you got the books there to show, Claude, or anyone who has books? If you want to.
That's the second one.
Boots to Freedom. That's the second one, just released. Congratulations.
Yeah. And the heart, I saw it when I was walking across Spain.
Oh,
and I took the photo.
Extraordinary. The Camino trail, right?
Yeah.
Across the Camino.
Yeah, the Camino in France, in Spain, sorry.
In Spain, yeah.
So that's a new one. The other one.
And the other one's coming up. If anyone's got a book they'd like to flash and show us on because we are streaming to Facebook here, and we'll see it on the recording as well.
So that's the first one. And I had 10 prints. This one is the one I keep for my grandchildren when they would be 21, a long way to go.
Congratulations. Thank you so much for that. And please put links where people can get copies of your books. Anyone who's got any books where we can connect with you.
It's all on I put my website so they can go there. People have it.
Awesome.
Now I've got to say them. It's all new.
Thank you so much from Brisbane. And what do you want to get out of tonight really quickly? There's Nick's book.
Oh, I wanted some tips, and I want to listen what people are doing, because that teach me a lot. You know, you have all degrees. My God, I said, oh my God, Claude, disappeared, Claude.
No, you're awesome. You're awesome and fantastic. Congratulations, Claude, for the books, and congratulations to everyone who has shared tonight. You know, it takes a lot of courage to share publicly. So congratulations to you. A lot of people, they say, would prefer to be in the box than giving the eulogy at the funeral. So you've already overcome a lot of fears by sharing tonight. So good on you. Congratulations for that. I acknowledge you for that. And now we're going to share screen very quickly. Ranger Nick, thank you for showing yours. I just saw your books pop up there. Christian, you had yours. I know Jackson's got 1 million there. A whole bookshelf. Health Dynamics there. Ranger Nick's product. So yes, please put your links in there where we can connect with you and where we can support you. And if anyone wants to get any copies of your books, or if you want to do any giveaways at the end of today as well, we can do that as well. All right, so I am now going to share my screen. Now, can everyone see this? Can everyone see my screen here? Yes, we can all see that. Okay, I'm going to run through a really quick presentation on how to gain free publicity, which is also crucial if you want to put yourself out there, if you want to brand yourself, then it's very important to also understand some crucial things. Now, there is a journey that people go on when they look to get free publicity or when they want to get themselves out in the media. And it starts right here. And in fact, any celebrity out there right now at one point was the world's best kept secret. So right now, do you feel like you are the world's best kept secret with what you're doing? You know, 80% of anything you do is marketing. So you could have the best product or service in the world. If no one knows about it, then you are going to remain here as the world's best kept secret, and you will die with those regrets, as Claude said, which we don't want for you, right? We want you to live the fullest life possible, and it's never too late to get yourself out there. Apparently there's some people in the world living to 250 in some parts of the world, in the caves or, you know, wherever they are. So look up the longest living cultures on earth. You'll be amazed at some of the things that they do. And, you know, if you put some of these practices in your life, I'm sure you will also live a long and healthy life. It's phenomenal. I saw a 98-year-old from UK. I saw a video online the other day, this guy doing marathons at 98. He was extraordinary. He looked like 60. It was just, you know, it's unbelievable now what is possible in the area of health. And I think attitude has a lot to do with it, as well as the food you put into your mouth, as well as how you do life, the passion that you have in life. So when people come to work with me, or when they look at getting, you know, being seen or being heard or making a bigger difference in the world, they start here as a secret, right? And then they make a start. And 50% of anything you do is just starting. So making a start, being here tonight, start could be attending a media workshop or learning more about how you can get yourself out there. So you're already 50% of the way there when you're starting. And then when it comes to getting publicity, you start to make some steady progress, right? You might get a press release out, approach some local media, maybe get on some podcasts, some online shows, which is massive now. There's so many podcasts now and opportunities to be interviewed right across the world, particularly during COVID. It's insane the number of people that are exchanging interview spots now on their podcasts and on their online shows. So many opportunities in that area. So you start to get a few runs on the board. You might get some local media coverage. You get a few hits on some major podcasts, and then you shoot for the stars. You might say, right, I want to get on national TV now. I want to go to a major podcast overline, which has got millions of followers online. You shoot for the stars, and before you know it, you are a star. And that's the journey from going from secret to star in putting yourself out there. It is a journey. It is a process. It's important to be calm and patient with this process, right? Very important to have patience with the journey and to enjoy the journey. And there are keys to success that you will need on this journey. One is passion. Every single celebrity I've interviewed people like Hugh Jackman, Cyndi Lauper, Russell Crowe, Jim Owen, some phenomenal people I've interviewed, and they were all passionate about what they did. Are you passionate about what you're doing right now? And if you're not 100% passionate about what you're doing, then maybe look at doing something that you are passionate about, because the stats actually show that 1/3 of people die by the age of 65. 1/3 of all people. Now, I've lost about 8 friends in the last year, and 7 of them were under the age of 60. Okay. And, you know, we will see as you get older, people start dropping off around you, right? So it's important to be passionate about what you do, have that passion, and you're going to need that too when you get your media coverage and when you do your interviews. That passion will shine through you. Purpose. What is your purpose? What are you here for? What are you here for? I do believe we're all here for a reason, several reasons even, right? There's the reason you're here, and what is it you're drawn to? And, you know, when I look at passion, I look at purpose. What are the things that move you in life? What are the things that give you great joy, or the things that even upset you? Or, you know, there's some great keys and gems to be found in things that move you to upset or anger as well, because normally they're the areas that you may have some personal link with those areas, and you may want to transform parts of life in those areas. So for me, I'm passionate about good news and truth, right? And so I've had depression. I've had 4 friends that have taken their own life. So good news for me is really crucial to help lift people's energy and to help promote a better world and a kinder world and more loving world, right? And then animal cruelty is another thing that really upset me for many years. You know, so with animal cruelty, after years of seeing animal cruelty, I decided to start the world's first Animal Action Day. And then now we've done 14 annual animal action events. We just had the last one, 5-hour live stream on the Animal Action Events Facebook page, and also it's on Media Queen TV on YouTube. We're doing a fundraiser for dogs this year. So I've taken action in those areas where I've had personal stories of where I saw a sheep that I befriended at age 6 get killed in front of me. So that's a personal link I had there to animal cruelty, where I saw it in front of my eyes and for years connected with animals and wanted to make a difference. So what is it for you? What is it that you're passionate about and that moves you, that you want to impact in the world? And I suggest in your business and in your life, look at how you can contribute in those areas. Maybe align with a charity. You don't have to necessarily start your own event. I started, you know, Good News Day and the Global Good News Challenge in line with the good news work that I do as well. So what is it that you're passionate about, and how can you align part of what you do with what you're passionate about? Now, when it comes to getting media coverage, or when it comes to getting speaking gigs online, you need to package yourself up effectively. And you need, at the very minimum, you need some good visuals, you need photos, you need a press release or a bio. If you're getting speaking gigs, you need a good, succinct 1-page press release or bio. And you need to pitch it effectively. So that's part of packaging up when you're looking to put yourself out there. And then profile. What happens when people Google you? Are you Googleicious? What are people seeing when they Google your name? What are they seeing? Are they seeing consistency? Are they seeing several different surnames? Are they seeing your brand out there? What are they seeing? People, knowing the right people. Now, just here being on this Zoom call, most likely you would have heard from 1 or 2 people possibly that you want to connect with after today. And I do recommend you do that. You never know who knows people, and it could just be one person who could just change the whole trajectory of your life and the way things are going. Just one crucial connection. In fact, with Robert Kiyosaki, the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, when he appeared on Oprah in the year 2000, at the end of the 1-hour show, 3 years after he put Rich Dad, Poor Dad out, it was 1997, he put that book out. It was after he appeared on Oprah. Oprah turned to him at the end of the 1-hour show and said, "Congratulations, Rich Dad, we've just sold you 1 million books." Now, at the time, he was making $5 US per book. So that's $5 million he just made. The Rich Dad, Poor Dad series has gone through the roof from one pivotal media spot 3 years after the book came out. So it's never too late if you have products and you haven't got them out there. There's a lot of opportunity. It could be one media spot, one connection that could just turn things around for you. Now, there's a process to getting publicity. There's a process to getting yourself out there. Tonight, we're talking about branding. So branding is really, really important as part of this process and how you can put yourself out there. And then propel. Once you get your media coverage, how do you then make the most of that with your social media, etc.? Now, I have an awesome media magic formula that comes in the shape of a wand, and the awesome stands for, the A is for articulate your story. Your X factor is your story. You have a wonderful story. Sometimes you're too close to your story to realize what that story is the magic wand. Then you need to work the angles of your story, right? Be clear on what it is you want to promote. What is it that you want to promote? Who do you want to go out to? Who do you want to reach? Who's your avatar? And work some angles around your ideal media that have your ideal clients if you are in business. Or if you want to make a difference in an area, what media are covering those kind of issues that you can pitch to make a difference in, if it's a charity goal that you have. And then elevating your profiles, how you package up what you do with a press release, with visuals, with your pitch is in elevate profile. And then the S of the awesome steps is startling the media, getting the media's attention. And Sir Richard Branson was fantastic at this. He is the PR stunt king and did some phenomenal things like dressed in a wedding dress for the Virgin Brides venture. He wore a spacesuit for the Virgin Galactic launch. He did some phenomenal things. If you look him up around media, you'll see a whole lot of stuff there. How can you get the media's attention? Be creative and colorful with what you do, because as Ranger Nick said, it's not just about educating now. People want entertainment. The media want entertainment. We want entertainment online, right? We don't just want to be educated. We want to be entertained. So how can you edutain people, as Ranger Nick said? And then owning your power, being confident in yourself and your message, and standing in your truth regardless of what others say. And this is something you'll need to do more and more as you put yourself out there. You're going to have more people that love you and more people that hate you. I mean, look at Donald Trump as a fantastic example of that, right? How much crap did they give Donald Trump? And he just kept on going on his path. Whatever you think of Donald Trump, right? Any celebrity out there, in fact, there's people that love them, people that hate them, people that put out fake news. And the ones that survive in the industry and that make it through to be a star are the ones that don't let that affect them, right? So you're standing true to your own power. And then mastering interviews is really important. The M of the awesome steps is mastering interviews, certain things to do before, during, and after interviews to make the most of your media interviews or your podcast interviews or online or offline media interviews. And having confidence is really crucial, and being really clear on your message. And then E is exploding your impact and making the most of your media coverage once you get it, sharing it across social media, emailing out to your contacts, letting the world know that you have that media coverage, and you can repurpose that media coverage again and again. And once you've appeared on a certain media outlet, you can then use that forever in your marketing. So if you've appeared in media in the past and you haven't used it in your marketing to date, you can still go back and you can use those logos and say as seen here or as seen there for your media, and have that on your website, etc. So lots you can do to explode your impact. Now, once you do that, there's certain benefits that will come from putting yourself out there, from being seen, being heard, and being known. Is you will have fame. Now, you might not want to be famous like Hugh Jackman. You will have fame in your industry. And once you have fame in your industry, you will be able to charge more for what you do. So you will be working smarter, not harder. You will leverage yourself. If you are time poor right now, you want to be looking at leveraging yourself. Every media spot too will help bring you closer to freedom. As you earn more money, you will be able to outsource more and really develop an amazing business for yourself, and then leave a legacy, which is my favorite benefit of getting publicity, is leaving a legacy. With every single media spot, you are leaving a legacy. Being here tonight, you're leaving a legacy. We're getting to see you tonight. You could be dead tomorrow and we can come and go, well, here, we've got you on video tonight sharing your story. So thank you so much. And you know, one day, sure, we're all going to go there, right? Let's face it. We're going to go to the other side. Whatever happens when we die, sure, we all have our theories on that. And the thing is to make the most of life as we go. Now, I did launch during COVID, I've launched the Global Good News Challenge, and every month we have different challenges which you can participate in, and you can share your wisdom and knowledge in the Global Good News Challenge. It's absolutely free to be involved. There's a Facebook page called Global Good News Challenge. And our next challenge is the easy peasy 3-day challenge, 3-day Facebook Live challenge, where you share your name, what you do, 3 things you're grateful for, and a piece of good news. And your good news could be that you've just launched a book. Your good news could be that your grandchild just contacted you, right? Whatever your good news is, it could be you're starting a new business in COVID. You've all shared a whole lot of good news today, right? In your gratitudes. You can use this as a way to promote yourself. And it is so powerful when you share gratitude publicly. I mean, how do you feel right now? Those on the Zoom, how do you feel? Please pop into the chat. How do you feel sharing good news publicly? Sharing, speaking it out, not just writing it or thinking it, speaking it out is so powerful to shift your vibration. Shift your vibration. And when you shift your vibration and you focus on the positives in life, we can all focus on negatives. And we know 80% of people are doing that. And in fact, 80% of our thoughts, would you believe, out of the 60,000 thoughts we have per day, did you know that 80% of them are negative thoughts for most people? Isn't that interesting? And 98% are thoughts we've had previously, like the previous day. So isn't that interesting? Like, so shifting the way we think and it would shift the way we act and shift our results in life. So the Global Good News Challenge is there as an opportunity for you. For December 1 to 3 is the next challenge. We've got a 3-day challenge. You can start anytime between December 1 and 3. You can do it on your personal profile or in the Loving Life group. All the instructions are at the top of the Global Good News Challenge Facebook page, pinned to the top of the page. So check that out. I also have a How to Gain $1 Million worth of free publicity global workshop on Zoom coming up November 26th, 11 a.m. till 2 p.m. Brisbane time. All the details there are in the Mass Media Tribe group on Facebook and Meetup. And they are $47 plus booking fee, Australian dollars. We have some tickets to this to give away tonight for those that stay on the live Zoom. You could win a ticket to that. It's a very intensive workshop. People have gone straight out and got publicity after attending this workshop, which I've run now in Melbourne, Sydney, Gold Coast, Brisbane, LA, and Thailand, and New Zealand. It's been going for a few years now, this workshop. I keep tweaking and adding to it. So that's happening. And also the Mass Media Mastery Program. We've got some amazing members in this program, very supportive of each other, some of them on the Zoom tonight. If you want to find out more about that, go to my website, aaexpos.com. Just go to the services section and then Mass Media Mastery. You'll see all the details. The offer I have on there now will only be carrying on through the end of this year. I'm launching a new version of this program on January 9. It's a Saturday. I'm doing a full day event coming up on Saturday, and I'll be launching a whole new version, and there will not be as much as I'm currently offering in this. So if you want to work more one-on-one with me and get yourself out there, then this is worth looking at now, because you'll be looking at a whole other program. It'll be at least twice as much next year what I'm charging now, and there won't be as much in it. It's going to be a whole different version of this program. So if you do want to work more one-on-one, get yourself out there, particularly for Christmas and the New Year's, a great time to get publicity. Then reach out, or if you want to call, just reach out to me, send me a message. The world is your oyster. We're going to go over to Jaki very shortly. My last slide in my presentation is this one here. And I really want you to get tonight that you are amazing, and that I believe in the power of one, and I believe in you. May your flame burn bright and light up all those around you. Thank you so much. That's my little presentation there. And now we're going to come over to Jaki, the amazing Jaki. We're going to share some 5 secrets, branding secrets. Over to Jaki, just a very quick intro. And for those who saw that on the live Zoom, just something you got out of that presentation, or maybe a new action you're going to take on, if you could pop into the chat, just something you got from that, so we can share our wisdom around the room. And then at the end of today, you can save the chat and save everyone's details as well. Fantastic. So what did you get out of that? Just pop that into the chat, and I'm going to bring up Jaki's bio now and do a little intro for her, the amazing Jaki Everitt, coming to us from Brisbane today. Now, Jaki was a crew member on more than 300 productions over 15 years for multinational agencies such as McCann-Erickson, Saatchi Saatchi, Young and Rubicam, Ogilvy and Mather and Foote, Cone and Belding. In the corporate sector, she worked as a personal stylist with execs from Microsoft, IBM, Amway, Pfizer, Australia Post, and she's also been a crew member in fashion photography, TV commercials. She wrote and produced a celebration of life, fashion and lifestyle event, and a pilot video for the Australian Cancer Society. This was reported on 10 Network. It was also reported on the Today Show, on Channel 9, on Everybody's Show, on ABC TV and print media. She's worked with photography shoots for Michael Hutchence of In Excess. Also, that was for the front cover of Rolling Stone magazine. And she was involved in publicity shots for John Farnham's #1 hit, You're the Voice. You're the Voice, try and understand. You know that song. Anyway, I won't sing it. He's great. If you want to hear the song, check it out online. She's done a heap of great stuff. Her bio is online here. She was a creator of Olive Branch, a short film for mobile phones as well. And that was one of 25 films selected from 800 international applications for screening on rotation within the 4th screen installation at the 2007 International Festival of Pocket Films in France. So my goodness, a phenomenal bio. Please welcome the amazing Jaki Everitt. We'll unmute you there, Jaki. And if you could share your 5 real you branding secrets with us, that would be awesome. And anything else you'd like to share, and then we'll open up for questions and we'll have our prizes. Over to you, Jaki.
Okay, thank you. Well, number 5 is that you have already made a decision. In the first 5 seconds of meeting somebody, we make a conscious decision about that person. 93% of communication is nonverbal. And so we would have formed an opinion of myself and maybe try and guess how I'm going to present these things to you. And so there's an expression, you never get it. This is a bit cliche, but bear with me, I'm going somewhere with this. You never get a second chance at creating a good first impression. You might have heard that before. So it's really important how we present ourselves in the first instance. I like Aldwin's cartoon for the purpose of difference. I also agree that Aldwin has an authority and could also have another style because she is presenting some very serious and important information. So the cartoon may be a little bit frivolous, but I want to tell you a little story about cartoons. Some years ago, I thought, even though I was working with top celebrities and I was working with fashion models, I was known as a fashion makeup artist, a fashion hair and makeup artist, so high fashion. And I was considered a fashion, but myself, Jaki, loves cartoons. I love cartoons. When I was 5 years old, I used to get lost in drawing cartoons. I was quite a loner. I look like a big personality, but I'm actually quite a private, introverted personality. And I love drawing these cartoons. I still love drawing cartoons. They tickle me inside and I feel like laughing. Anyway, one day, so I presented, because I was doing makeup, I thought, oh, I'm going to teach makeup through cartoons. So I did a little storybook board. I got out my glue stick. This is in 1988, well, not too long ago. And I started sticking up these pieces of paper. I had the best time, like creating this little mock-up book. And then I had another idea. I had this great big coffee table book, massive book of Australian beauty. It's called the Australian Beauty Book. And it was published by one of our very, very respected publishers, Kevin Weldon, Weldon Publishing. Don't know if anyone knows Weldon Publishing. So I pick up the phone because I will go where angels fear to tread. And if I get an idea in my head, I'll follow it through. So I picked up the phone and I rang Weldon Publishing and I spoke to this gentleman and I said, I have an idea for a makeup book, which is the total opposite of the Australian beauty book. And he said, oh, that sounds very, very interesting. And he said, I like the sound of you. So, if you'd like, you can come along to a publishing conference next week at Palm Beach. This is in Sydney, New South Wales, Palm Beach, and, show it us. So I thought, oh, well, that's okay, I'll just do that. So I turn up to Palm Beach, this holiday house, and there are all these coffee table atlases. It was a publishing conference at a holiday home, and the person who I had spoken to on the phone was Kevin Weldon himself, while his secretary was out at lunch. He picked up the phone and invited me to an international publishers conference. And here I am literally with my pieces of paper that I glued together. I had the best fun ever, like putting this little booklet. I used leather to bind this. It was all hand done. It was hand drawn and written. And I am sitting there looking around at all these people discussing all these world atlases, glossy coffee tables. And I'm sitting there with high heels on and a short skirt in a on a low couch. And my knees were knocking so hard that my feet, my shoes were like clicking on the floor like this, because I couldn't keep my knees still. I was so nervous because I had this modest little thing of cartoons. And so what happened then, he suggested that I get a 6-page article in Dolly magazine. And also I got another publication in Top Sticks magazine because they wanted something different. All right. So I chickened out at the last minute, I must say, and withdrew my drawings, my little cartoons, my little simple cartoons, because I'm thinking, oh, it's silly. This is serious. Fashion is serious. But at the end of the day, I had forgotten the value of education. The education is sharing what your knowledge in a way that is able to be received. And I was great. At the point I nearly cried was when Claude said at the end there, after her articulate, beautiful sharing of her background, to then say, oh, everyone has degrees. Well, I'm here to tell you, I'm the student from hell. In my classroom, I do it my way. I love teaching, and I find that people learn better that way. You know, if you're passionate about what you do, in the first principle of education, whether you learn something from me today or somewhere tomorrow, please don't judge your academic or your educational qualifications. Don't do that, because the greatest lesson that I have ever learned is life. And the fact that you have been a carer for cancer survivors, I tell you, I bow to you, and my heart just is so grateful what I learned by going through the process. I sincerely thank you. So do not think that not having an education, when you have the heart and the nurturing qualities to be able to add to someone's life when it's a really difficult time. And as far as a checkout chick, I reckon you would rock it, all right? Because we've had some, you look like you've got a great personality, and I tell you, there's some really bad checkout chicks, you know, because maybe their feet are hurting because they're serving us all day. So anyway, that's just a little bit of a segue about, you know, cartoons. It may not be acceptable in a particular area, you know, if you're trying to influence, because 65% of communication is visual. So we've immediately got an impact there on Aldwin's logo. So when you are choosing your logos and something to represent yourself, when Aldwin invited me today to speak, I was thinking, well, okay, I can take a photo of myself. And then I started processing, because creativity is a process. All right. And, you know, we can go with the norm, or we can take it a little bit further. And the thing is, our brains are not in a straight line. Our brains are made up of curves, mind mapping, which is Tony Buzan, who passed away recently, did a great little video on YouTube. I love media. I love social media, because it teaches us things, just little nuggets when we need it. But, you know, our brain is curvaceous. It's in curves. It doesn't think in straight lines. So when you're dealing with somebody, or you're trying to decide which audience you're trying to attract, influence, you know, are they left brain people, analytical people that you're trying to influence? Are you wanting to give a check sheet, etc.? Are you wanting to is it a serious subject that needs to be portrayed in a particular way, a particular learning style? So this is what I'm going to be talking to you today. I'll just, you know, open that way. It's about styles. It's not just a visual style that we're presenting when we're presenting a logo or ourselves or our websites. Forget about that, people. That is not the first thing that you need to do. Your first thing that you need, forget about the logo or the website. Let's come back to my talk for today. And what I'm going to be talking about, I've come from a technical background. I'm teaching multimedia and IT, masters and IT students. Me, high school dropout. Don't worry about the degree. You can do that later, anytime. And these days, there's all this information online. So who wants to go to uni, really, at the end of the day? So what I'm trying to say to you is, so I do have background. I do have correct background in what I'm saying to you. And I love knowledge, and we are in a knowledge economy. We're not only in a knowledge economy right now, we're in a creative economy. And there are, you know, Deloitte, they say we need more creativity and innovation to get noticed, right? You need to stand out from the rest. How can you do that? And that doesn't need to be radical, stand out from the rest. And why stand out off your own base? And what I mean by that, if you're going to be uncomfortable with what you're presenting, then you've lost your way home. Sometimes when I'm being creative, I've said, I've lost my way home. It's like I've gone so divergent, you know, divergent or lateral thinking, that I forgot where I was in the first place. I know where I am now. I'm speaking with you all, and I'm going to be in a moment bringing something to your attention, which is actually happening in the new year. And it is about your personal original style, which is perfect timing. Wherever everybody here today, you're in the right place at the right time. Okay, I've taken some notes here, so if you don't mind me referring to them, because I want to be relevant to some of the things which were raised in your presentation. Is that okay with everybody? Can I just sort of random give you some little bits, and some will resonate with you and some won't resonate with you, okay?
Yes. Jolene's given thumbs up. Thank you, Jolene.
Oh, thank you very much. It's good to see you there. I'm going straight after to have a look. And there is, oh, excuse me, hairdressers. I have to say, I loved hairdressing. And Jolene is a hairdresser, and Michael was a hairdresser. And see, we have hidden skills that we're not looking at. We're looking in the wrong place of where should I go? What business should I do? We need to be looking inside. The thing is, if we work at something and it's really, really hard, we want to get paid for it, right? We want to get paid for it. It's hard. But if we do something that's our natural gift, we just want to give it away because it doesn't feel like it's any value at all. It's like, okay, yeah, that was easy. Yeah, no, just take that. That's fine. No worries. No trouble whatsoever. My friend Anne here will pour over Excel spreadsheets like I'm out the door. Spreadsheets, numbers, that intelligence, that style of thinking, that intellect. It like scares me. I'm running. Don't give me numbers. I cannot think. I'm not a numbers person. If you see it, if I see it in a different format, I can absorb it. So I'm just saying we all have different styles. So one of the things that, okay, so I'll get to the point, my overview of the talk and what's happening. We're all on social media here, which is great. So we're in agreement that social media rocks. We are able to come together from all different parts of the country and have a conversation, which hopefully will go away and we'll have a really good night's sleep tonight because there's something that we can take away and we feel that our life has been added to. So Google, has anybody heard about Google? Yeah, has anybody not heard about Google? Yeah, we've all heard about Google. Well, it's interesting. If you've got good marketing, we're going to hear about Google and we're not going to hear about anybody else. But there's a whole heap of other search engines, right? But everybody wants to get to the top of Google because it seems that everybody uses Google. So, okay, let's get up to our business to the top of that search engine. Well, Google, and then I don't know how interested you are in IT. Google will sometimes give you a slap. Has anybody heard of a Google slap? It sounds a little bit painful, doesn't it? But a Google slap is when they decide to actually change the algorithm. Just bear with me with a little bit of technical speak. It will get human again in a moment. But they are in the driving seat of what people see on the internet. So if we have our own businesses, and we want to reach people out there with our business, with our babies, because it is our babies, isn't it? Because we've given birth to these ideas, right? So we want to get in front of these people and Google and going, go away. You know, we want our highest paid advertiser up here in the front. Well, anyway, Google has done something very unusual. They have actually told us what they are going to be doing in the new year. That is massive. What they are looking at, because they want to maintain their leading edge as well, you know, they want to keep the money rolling in. They don't want it to go off to some new innovation platform, right? Like Facebook or, you know, anybody else who's looking for the market share. So Google have told us that next year, what's really important is a thing called EAT. Has anybody heard about EAT? EAT is E-A-T, like we eat, right? And what it stands for is expertise, authority, and trust. Now, maybe you could just agree with me on this, that there'll be a lot of shonky stuff on the internet. There's so many websites that go up every day. I won't give you the stats now because I'm not a numbers person, but I can if you really want to, right? So have we lost a whole lot of people?
A few people had to leave, but I'm sure they'll catch the replay.
Okay, no worries, no worries. That's fine. I was just checking that. So Google, EAT. So why is this important to you? Because you might say, well, I don't advertise on Google. I don't use Google. I just have my local clients and so forth. What's interesting about EAT, expertise, authority, and trust, is it's personal, right? And everybody here has their expertise, their areas of authority, and a marketplace that will trust them. So what's going to be, it's going to be in the new year, hang on, let me just go EAT. Okay, we're being controlled how we see things. And for us to get our message out there, the more authentic you are about your qualifications, what you love, who you want to talk to, who you don't want to talk to, we're in a place now where there's a line in the sand. We can go, okay, well, we love to do it this way. And people think, no, we've got to do it that way. And that's how everybody does it. At the end of this mouse, people, is a whole world. Now, say you're a blue person, for example, and you like blue. Well, you might walk down the road and you see people in all different colors and go, oh, well, it's not really worth it, you know, pitching our blue idea because, you know, there isn't many people. Well, at the end of this mouse, you are able to find a whole lot of people who agree with you. Right? Are you following me so far? Am I making sense, or is it, yeah?
Yes, it's very good.
So what we're trying to do, we try and conform with what we think people want, rather than trust ourselves and be happy with who we are as individuals and go, this is what I stand for. All right. And then by standing there, and people will endorse you for being who you are, and Google will go, oh, that person looks like they know what they're talking about. People are actually going, oh, yes, like, and it's not just likes on your Facebook, people. It's not likes, because anybody can put likes or manufacture likes on your Facebook. It has to be engagement, conversation with people. Because that's saying, Google says, oh, these people are spending time having a conversation with these people over here. So they must have some knowledge. And, you know, so you will be ranked a little bit higher. Are you still following what I'm saying? Rather than try and randomly get people into your way of thinking, go and share your knowledge. So there's the knowledge economy and the creative economy. And I want to say that to come up with new ideas and feel refreshed and open to new thoughts. Let me ask you, when you were 5 years old, I'm going to ask you a little, this is a little exercise, just humor me. when you were 5 years, when I was 5 years old, I was drawing cartoons, all right? When you were 5 years old and you hadn't got into education yet, you were still learning and laughing and having fun as a 5-year-old child. What was your natural thing that you did? Did you hang out with other kids? Did you prefer to be by yourself? Did you draw cartoons? Did you break things and try and put them back together again? You know, that was the people that were, that was the person before education. All right. So if you can find, you might have liked poetry, you might have liked singing. I loved singing. And my mum told me to go and sing for my supper when I was about 5 years old. And I'm a child, so I did what my mother wanted. So I went out to the front gate and started singing for my supper. And these people, these giants were walking past me, laughing at me. And I was like singing for my supper. I think it was probably something like the magpie on the line pecked off his nose and, you know, went off again, you know, something like that, some childhood thing. I was so proud of myself. And then the next door neighbor comes out and gave me 2 oranges and a 6pence. I was even more happy. I was happy singing, but then, you know, the neighbor has given me these 2 oranges and 6. And I remember I couldn't have been more than 5. And I ran in to Mum and she was mortified. She said I was only joking. She was mortified that I'd actually embarrassed her in front of the neighbors because I'd said that my mum had told me to go and sing for my supper. So, you know, we can actually get slapped down, and the same with cartoons. You know, art class, the teacher, mine was very cartoonish, and the teacher said, you'll never be able to draw, you've got your own way of doing things. And I ran out of that class and up the road and was hysterically crying. Now, we as students are sponges. Dion knows this, he's in the classroom. We're sponges and we have a responsibility. But sometimes along the way, we can lose that innocence and that creativity and that fun in life. So anyway, there's a little bit of a backstory. Now, coming back to eat, and I want to come back to a few little points I've made here. And culture is an interesting thing. You know, like styles. So we're talking about the different styles. We have a visual style. We have a thinking style. We have a learning style. You know, there are all these different dimensions of ourselves that we disregard and don't think is important, but they make up to the sum total of who we are. Right, so if we close down the creative bit and be a little creative bit, I'm using that a lot, I know, because I am a creative, but I just shut my creative life down to spend 9 years doing a PhD in design law and design education. What was I thinking? Because I thought that was important. But did it make me happy? No, the aspect what made me happy was with my students when I was teaching. All the rest was hard work. And Dion will tell you the marking of assignments, I've got a picture, I'll send it to you. I've got a pile like this of 3,000 word assignments on creativity and innovation. And maybe a portion of them were plagiarized, you know, so, and I've got my hand on the top. So I'm saying to you that in this day and age, there are so many places you can take the things you love doing and do more of it rather than try and conform. Are you following what I'm saying? Is this making a little bit of sense? Because this is your brand. You are your brand. And this is why this particular talk, rather than yesterday, which is more about celebrities who have a brand, let me say, because they're selling a product, etc. We are in a knowledge economy. And for example, Anne-Marie and Chris, for example, small houses. love the televisions. I watch those shows with the small houses. I love it when they're renovating. I know, isn't it great? I know, I can watch that all night. If you ever had television shows where you can watch them all night, yeah. And I'm thinking, I'm watching these people pull down barns and all of that, and it's like, I should be in bed. What am I doing? I'm watching barns because I'm a designer and I like to see how they do these things. So the thing is, you have knowledge in it. Pardon?
We do little else. We're up all night, most nights, until the wee hours. We're trying to get ourselves back into a normal routine.
Oh, normal. What's normal? I'd like to know. But because you're in your passion, you're in your thing, you're in your zone. And along with that, you have knowledge, right? You have knowledge around it. You've researched it. So you're our go-to people when we want to have our tiny houses. Is that right?
Absolutely.
That's right. Okay. So as well as taking business serious, which is important, of course, because that's where the transaction happens. Are you in forums where people are talking about small houses and all of that? You're immersed in
lots.
He says
okay, right. And what are you offering, for example, as a case study here? When you go into these forums and discuss about things you love doing anyway, you know, what is your message?
We're hiding in plain sight at the moment because we're not sharing our message so much at the moment as to doing the research to find out what people are actually asking for, so we know that whether we're on track. So then we're researching what they want so we can provide it to them.
So far, so good. Most people that we've spoken to, and we've really divulged the whole picture of creating community where people can age in place, but also be in a park environment and have a safe place to live and have affordable housing.
All generations.
And all mixed in together, but have that proper context of how a small town would work where everybody helps each other out. So people have already been drawn to that, but we don't often divulge the whole picture because unless you've got another hour or three, well then, you know.
But that's a good point, because we're talking about intellectual property before, or that's what I was looking at into, and that we're not taught the value of intellectual property. All that research that you have done has value. Okay, and that's your unique selling proposition, and that's your knowledge set and your passion. So, you know, if you were to say anything to me that was particularly genius, I would say non-disclosure. Don't tell me. I don't I don't want to know. But what you're doing is the first thing. Anybody will transaction money with you if you're solving their problem. So you are solving a problem. You found a problem and you're solving it, and you are joining the conversation.
Yeah.
Right? And that is the way to market yourself as the go-to people with knowledge. Not, we have houses we want to sell you. All right. It's a relational thing that you're going with. That's why I'm saying, like, your future with EAT, for example, if I can bring that back to your authority, I can't spell now. 8. I was going to go 8. Well, probably the same thing. You see, getting creative. 8's got the same thing. It's got authority. It's got trust, and it's got what was the other one? It's got expertise. It's just around a different way, but they're all important because, and so there's a little bit of an example of how you're doing the right thing. You're finding what people's problems are, and then you have a solution for them. And also with your research, I'm sure you'll find that there's plenty of other communities that you're modeling on. You're able to get statistical information, because that's the only thing about education to me is the ability to research. No, I'm being flip about it. I'm purposely read the book later. When you get to my book about my PhD, then you'll understand. Right? But right now in this minute, it's about you. But the research is important and it's simple. Solve someone's problem. So with the EAT that Google are telling us, so for example, now you know that you could probably pick some people at the Post, because the way that you actually present your brand and present your brand and your message. Oh, you've flipped over there. Your brand and your message, that you know that Google is either going to slap you around the head a few times, but we know now what they're going to be doing, or you're going to be coming and, you know, I haven't even asked you if you're already doing it, you know, coming into conversations and being the go-to people and branding yourself with all the knowledge and all the questions. That's the thing. Also, what Google is doing in the new year is it's changing its algorithm to answer questions. It's saying, if this, to get snippets, if you're in those forums and they're saying, asking the same question over and over again, for example, Google it, Google that question and see what snippet comes at the front, at the top. If you've got a good answer to that question and you've got it in bullet points, for example, in, you know, a few bullet points, and Google will go, oh, we like that answer, we don't have to do any work, they will grab that. And also it can be grabbed by anywhere in the document that you're producing. You know, and so there are methods to actually get yourself out there by just understanding the strategy of getting from where you are in front of people. All right, so it sounds like you're doing all the right things.
Working toward it.
Yes, so I hope you didn't mind me using you as a case study there a little bit, but you know, it's really validating what you're doing. Do you have a brand, like a logo and or your all of that? Your kit?
We're working on it.
We've got lots of things already started, but and business plans and all that sort of stuff. So
excellent.
It's taken ages and ages.
Somewhat similar to a number of people on the line tonight. I've just come through 5 years of doing a degree in property economics and development. So I contrive most of my projects and most of my assignments around tiny houses and affordable housing and all sorts of things, whatever I could do.
She manipulated it, and she won't tell you this, but she got distinctions on both of them. So,
well, the last couple.
I know that she's on the right track, so therefore I better hang on tight as well.
And isn't it awesome? What's super awesome is that you've got that each right there. It doesn't mean that you have to have a degree. Don't anybody ever think that you have to have a degree, because I stand up for people that have got real world life experience and testimonials and people, you know, out there in the field, you know, doing it. And so you don't ever, where is she? Oh, there she is over there. Excuse me. My mother would say, don't call her she, it's not the cat's mother. You know, it's an expression. The other thing too there, what I noted with Claude and with Christiane, is you both have languages, right? This is another hidden thing that people have and don't value.
This is what you mentioned to me today, Jackie.
Exactly. And then I heard Claude, I'm thinking, parlez-vous français? Parlez-vous
Claude is
français?
very French, actually, compared to me.
Yeah, because I knew there was a little, like little twinge. So I'm saying, come back to yourself, people. You know, and value yourself. And there are going to be enough people. We've got a global economy here now. You know, we're not just walking down to the shops doing our business just down the shops. You know, we are all around Australia right now. We're having a conversation, and you know, the rest of the world is waiting for you, and you can do it with your passion. You know, so now let me just have a look here. So positioning your brand, that's the word, positioning your brand. I do not have a brand at the moment. Shock, horror. I was thinking, oh, she was going all right till she got up to that point. I do not have a brand. And the reason I don't have a brand is purpose, is strategic. Because I am not sure where I want to be. And the gift that Aldwin has given me is to actually come back to myself and be myself, because I just got lost in academia for 25 years. I'm coming back to, I've been saying, you know, Anne knows me for 30 odd years. You know, I want to find my creative again. And creative is just as important and part of the process as any other formal hardcore skills. Now, when I was teaching creativity and innovation to master students, masters in IT, masters in accounting, masters in all of that, I say that because that's, you know, and they were international students too, which means they're rote learners. They are taught in their culture. So when you're teaching, talking to people and trying to convince, that's another style. Your culture is another style of communication. All right. You were about to say something,
Anne-Marie? I said how much more challenging it was for those students, because international students were all speaking a different language.
And they have different cultures behind the styles, etc. The styles of, you know, communication styles and all the fundamentals as human beings that we have. They're different learning styles. They are also taught rote learning, which is in a straight line. Give me the information I need to learn. This is in general. I'm not saying in all cultures. So to think outside of the square is a little bit challenging for them. They haven't been given permission to be able to think outside of the square because they're in a rote learning environment. So there are things that we need to just refine now. And we have this opportunity with COVID. COVID has stopped us in our tracks. And there are people who are sad that they've lost their jobs. And I say, thank goodness for that. Because as Robert Kiyosaki, whose team I was on for a few years, used to say, unless you understand leverage, you're working too hard. And on that, there was something else I was going to add to that. It's he called it JOB, just over broke. A job is just JOB. Now we have, and we need people in work. We need people to serve us and nurture us and make our days better. And that's why I say, Claude, you were the closest one I came to with tears with what you were saying there. I was thinking, oh no, there's so much value. Now with value, I just let me just have a flick through and just see a couple of things. So yes, a little bit snippets of I've written down, so I'm going to double check. But the first thing I want to do now is I'd like everybody to unmute your microphones. Is that possible, Aldwyn, please?
Yes, everyone can unmute themselves. Now, I just want to let everyone know we are going over time. At the
okay,
moment.
No worries. I'll wrap up.
It's 8:15. So what I'd like to do is wrap up by 8:30 if we can.
Perfect.
So what I'd love to do very quickly.
The giveaways.
Is, we'll do giveaways the last 5 minutes, but just for the next 8 minutes or so, if you could just go through the 5 real you brand secrets.
Okay.
These are the 5 points.
Okay, great. Got it. Sorry, I went off on a tangent a little bit.
If anyone has questions, pop into the chat. And maybe we'll get you back again, Jackie, because this is great content. And I really wanted to hear everyone's intros today. It went a bit longer than expected, but it is what it is, you know. So, so if anyone has questions, please pop them into the chat here or pop them into the chat under the live stream, because you'll be able to see the replay of this.
Yep.
In the Mass Media Tribe Facebook group. Okay, so any questions you have, please pop it there under the live stream. Actually, it's probably better to do it there after, if we don't get to it today. You can put in the chat here if we get to it in time. That's great. We can answer any questions. Just pop it into the chat. If not, into the Mass Media Tribe group. So if you could just run through, Jackie, just the 5 real you brand secrets, just the 5, number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we'll come to the
So what I have here is okay, so there's a second. So EAT is one. Another one is MYML. It's another acronym. They love these acronyms, and it's your money, your life. So anybody who's representing something in, say, the health industries or things that are going to affect your life in some way, shape, or form. So coaches do need to have a little bit more of a firm sort of credibility behind their service. It's not a negative, everybody, but it's just forewarned, it's forearmed. You approach people and say, would you mind giving me a testimonial or writing there, so Google can see there's some interaction between you and that people are endorsing you in some way, shape or form. You know, get that happening before next year. That's all. You know, so it's YMYL, your money, your life. So there's that. Eat, your money, your life. There's a question that's raised, what is personal branding and why is it important? And my friend Jennifer, who was here earlier on today, who's looking after darling Gabrielle, who's Down syndrome and is 60 odd years old. And so Gabrielle's probably going to bed and Jennifer's not here, but she's a carer as well, and a lifelong friend of myself and Dan. She asked me yesterday, do I need a brand? What do you think?
Stick to 3.
Pardon? Anybody think? No?
What
anyway, do I need a brand? And the answer is, if you're going for a job, people are wanting credibility. That's what it stands for, basically. Right? So if you go for a job, they want to see your CV or something. So Aldwin was speaking earlier on about LinkedIn, for example. You know, just like, make sure, don't be humble. I didn't used to mention the stars I used to work with. I never, and people said, you have to. That's part of your career. That's part of your life. You need to speak up. And as long as you're doing it in a professional way, you know, a professional and respectful way, which of course you would be, then, you know, gather together, and this will be empowering for you people, gathering together all the people that have given you lovely strokes and said, oh, you did such a great job. You know, it's like, it's a great, accumulate that, okay? And don't doubt yourself. So that's another one. I think that's 3, is it? Yeah, credibility. What is branding? Credibility is important. That's what it is. For you to be able to roll over into eat. Personal values. Now, you know, one of the things when we're looking for our audience is we're looking for people to agree with us in some way, shape or form, because it's not going to be a hit and miss, like hello, goodbye situation, hopefully. It's going to be a relationship that you're going to build. So your brand, you want to position yourself in a place where you're going to be with people that you can continue the conversation with. And so if you are interacting even ever so lightly on a Facebook post, start a conversation, but try and keep it in the space of public to add value to somebody else. So understand a leverage. Okay, here's the other one. So I think this is 4. Unless you understand leverage, you're working too hard. That's one of the biggest takeaways I ever learned from Robert Kiyosaki. As I say, I was on his team. I don't know if you know who he is. Rich Dad, Poor Dad was a series of books, which I have a whole pile here of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. But I was on Robert's team before he wrote that book, just before he wrote that. And just for anybody who was listening to yesterday's podcast or thing, I said that there was a book that Robert wrote before Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And this is it. And it's back to front. But even if I do that, that doesn't make sense, does it? No, anyway, bear with me. I don't know if you're seeing it the right way, but it's, if you want to be rich and happy, don't go to school. That was his first book. It wasn't Rich. It was not Rich Dad, Poor Dad, right? Because we need to learn to value. We're not taught in school, you know, economics of how to budget and all of that. And we're also not taught, in my research of the last 9 years, to actually value our innovation, our creativity, because it's so hard to measure, but we need it moving forward and have a competitive edge over somebody, you know, another business. Okay, so that's that. I'm moving really quickly. So intellectual property, it's funny that you're actually in property, bricks and mortar. People give value to bricks and mortar. You know, those type of things. Oh, I own a house, or I've got a car, or I've got, you know, the hard copy that you can see. But we don't give value to our intellectual property, which we've invested in. And generally we've invested in areas that we like, right? Would that be right? Or and you know, support our skills. So, you know, think about your intellectual property. And the bricks and mortar is limited by time and space. In today's economy with the educational, I teach e-learning, and e-learning, if you look me up on LinkedIn, you'll see e-learning is one of the ones I'm endorsed. You have knowledge. You don't have to build anything. You can write something and transfer, you know, that it's like you leverage. Unless you understand leverage, you're working too hard, as what Robert Kiyosaki says, right? So there is more to come on that, but I won't talk about that now. I'm just trying to get you through these thoughts. Please don't ask me what order it was in, because I've written down notes and I didn't go 1, 2, because I was going to go 5, 4, like Thunderbirds are go. I was going to go 4, 3, 2, 1, you know, Virgil and, you know, lift off and all of that. I don't know if that was in your era, but baby boomers, here we go. If you're a boomer, you're, yeah, exactly right. Thunderbird, Virgil and, you know, whoever they were, you know, at least, if you're a lot younger, I'm sorry, but you missed that. We were the lucky ones. We had Thunderbirds. But anyway, but the 5, 4, 2, 1. One I say is you. Like, value yourself and make yourself happy first. It makes me want to cry. You know, we're here for a good time, not a long time. Please be happy, you know, and don't underestimate the small things. So the style, your thinking style might be different than somebody else's, but that's great. It's like you can have barter. You can recognize if you're trying to do business with somebody who has a different thinking style than you. Like they might, I'm an audio. Like, yes, I can talk a leg off a chair, right? And I've done audio engineering, because when I did multimedia, I think it's no good doing visuals unless I have audio as well, because that's what will move people. And so if someone's an audio, they say, oh, I hear what you're saying. Yes. Oh, yeah, I hear that. You know, they're giving you a clue of what their learning style is. Or, oh, I see what you mean. And so if you're on a phone and somebody says, send me something, I want to see something, they're a visual, get in front of them. All right, it's not enough to talk on the phone. You just that makes sense. So you have all these invisible qualities and attributes to you that can actually give you a life that is a lot richer. And it's just all aspects of you without you having to go and learn something that you might not ever use. So let me quickly. Yes, Robert Kiyosaki, if you don't understand leverage, you're working too hard. That's could be a whole one on that. Fashion changes every year. We try and follow things. Fashion changes every year. It has to sustain itself. Like, so move with innovation. Look what's happening. Get excited about the area you're in, because it can change. Pestle, I mentioned global futures. That's pestle. Political, educational, social, technical, legal, and environmental. That's for global futures. And we're being influenced by the global future at the moment. So the only thing you can really guarantee is make yourself happy. So that's that. Hang on a minute. I did say earlier on 5-year-old, you know, go back to when you're 5. What was your naturally inclined towards? Have a play with that. It's not hard. It doesn't need to be difficult, right? It can be a little bit of fun. Pull out some, I used to bring, you know, in master's students, you know, big pieces of paper and colored pens, and they go, oh, ma'am, please don't make me do it, because they're rote learners. It's like, oh, I'm going to look funny in front of my friends. And they loved it. Let your thinking flow. Don't try and just do lists. Your brain is, you know, it's circular. Like get some air in those thoughts and stand back, and you might see something you haven't seen before. So that's that. Quickly, I just want to say too, I just want to address something that Aldwin asked me yesterday, if that's all right, about the lipstick. It's relevant. Trust me, it's relevant. And that is that when we're communicating with people on media, and like some of my students were international students, and they have really long words, so they sort of like slur. They're not very good at talking in English, and they slur their words, and it's long because they've got long names and everything. And I go, no, what was that again? I said, just round your lips. When you're talking, please just say it more so I can see it. Because when we're in media, we presume that everybody can hear us. I mean, I'm shouting. I can tell I'm shouting, but I'm enthusiastic. But, you know, like when you're in media, if you're just doing PowerPoint presentations and they can't hear you, right? Try and do an overlay of your video so they can see you, and they can see you with your mouth, and they can hear what you're saying in the visual way, because they're used to, particularly if you're in the boomer market, for example. So really take apart which audience your audience is, and think ahead of time what might be some of the barriers, because as adults we have barriers to learning. Okay, that's a term. So quickly have a look here. Second think, cartoons, health comes over.
8:30, Jackie. So we really need to wrap up.
Okay, okay, great. Okay, yeah, I think that's enough. Okay, I'll leave you with this.
Yes.
Value your uniqueness. Namaste. That's it. Oh, no. Microphone. Chris, happy birthday to, this is for yesterday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Chris. Happy birthday to you. Here we go. Here we go. See, we didn't forget you. Here we go. I wrote it down.
Okay.
Big hug.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jackie. I would love to hear a lot more. It's just time's ticking on. And thank you.
Yeah, no worries. Sorry.
Thank you so much, everyone who has stayed on right up until the end. We have got giveaways now. And if you do have any questions for Jackie, it's amazing content. Love it. What I'd love to see in the chat underneath, just to keep it really clear for people, because you covered so many points. I think you covered more than 5 points, actually. To actually mention just have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 after this, that we actually put into the comments under the Mass Media Tribe live stream, where this is going right now, which you'll see this if you go to the Mass Media Tribe group and you look in the posts there. If you're not a member of the group, then request to join and we'll accept that. And you'll see there the live stream. Under the live stream, Jackie, it'd be fantastic if you could pop those 5 points, what the 5 real you brand secrets are. And any questions that anybody has, please pop it in there and we can come back to that afterwards. Thank you so much, Jackie. Any final words from you before we go to the giveaways?
Okay, let me just find one. Let me quick. I think I just said it. Like value all of yourself, and don't worry if you don't feel you're going to fit in a particular market. You're pitching the wrong market. Go where you love to be and where you feel comfortable. All right? Does that make sense? Yeah. You'll go find your own peeps. Yeah. Don't try and because otherwise it doesn't fit in the long term. Sustainability. I didn't understand what people meant about sustainability, and I do now. You're not just having a business, you are actually living your life. So you might as well love what you're doing and love the environment that you're in as well. That's it.
Beautiful, Jackie.
Thank you very much too for everybody, because I was greatly touched by everybody's contribution and how everyone's doing. Yes, sorry.
Yeah, thank you, Jackie. Thank you so much. And, you know, it just goes to show that don't let perfection get in the way of progress, right? Jackie's working on her brand right now. If you don't have your brand sorted out right now, don't worry about it. You know, it's a work in progress. You know, I may change my cartoon one day. Who knows? You know, anything can happen moving forward, right? So don't be stuck on that it has to be a certain way. Just go with what feels good for you now. You can always change it moving forward, okay?
Yes, can I just say, don't paint, that's exactly right on that point. My last bit is don't paint yourself into a corner. That's why I've been taking a while. Don't paint yourself into a corner. Make sure it's a corner you're going to like living in.
Yes. Yes, and that corner could change. You know what I mean?
Exactly right. Oh, brand. Oh, yeah, I can't. Yeah.
Yeah, brand. Maybe we'll get Jackie back and do a whole other thing. Unless it's a really quick
impress. It's a very quick one, right? I don't like the word brand, and it only came out in 1997. Everyone's talking about brand now. You got to have a brand. You got to have a brand. At the end of the day, you don't see any tattoos on me, right? But a brand is an impression. So what is the impression that you want to leave with people so they remember you? What is it? All right. It's an impression. It's an imprint, an impression. Brand is a little bit, ooh, but that's me personally.
Yeah, I like that. Impress is much.
And be impressive. There you go. There's the last one. I say no more. Be impressive. Go and impress and be impressive.
Allow yourself to shine. Allow yourself to shine. Fantastic. Thank you so much, Jackie. Now we've got giveaways. Now I have an option. Now I because you've all stayed on till the very end tonight, I want everyone to be a winner tonight. So if anyone has a prize that they would like to donate tonight, I know, Jackie, you have a prize. I am going to donate, depending who's left, you can choose between a ticket to the workshop, the How to Gain $1 Million worth of free publicity workshop. You can choose between that or a 45-minute media strategy session with me. So I'm going to give those prizes away. Jackie, what are you giving away tonight?
A 90-minute, 2 90-minute branding sessions.
2 90-minute branding sessions.
Now that can be business or it can be individual.
Okay, beautiful. Business or individual. Okay, great. 2 90-minute branding sessions. So basically, as we draw the winners now, you can see we've got a very unique system here with the wheel of names. Now I'm actually going to take myself out. Does anyone else want to donate? Christiane, you sometimes donate a book or?
Yeah, I'll give a book a call.
Your
copy of my book would be fine. Thank you.
Health Dynamics. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Christiane. Okay, so we have our, and Claude has a book there as well. Back to Freedom, you're happy to donate?
Boots, is it Boots?
Boots to Freedom, Boots to Freedom. Boots to Freedom. Yeah, beautiful, Claude. Okay, so you can choose from any of those prizes. Okay, so we've got Boots to Freedom, we've got Health Dynamics, we've got the 2 branding sessions with Jackie, or we've got media workshop ticket, or we've got a media strategy session. So our first winner is sharing our first winner. So out of the 5, Jackie, you can choose one of those prizes. What would you like? Congratulations.
I think I already have Christiane's book, so I'm going to go with Claude with that book, and I'm talking with Christiane. It's all good.
Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, congratulations, Jackie and Claude connecting. Fantastic. Okay, the next winner is Anne. Congratulations, Anne. You can choose from those prizes. So we've got Christiane's book, Health Dynamics. You've got a media workshop ticket, How to Gain $1 Million worth of free publicity, or a media strategy session with me. What would you like, Anne? Oh, sorry, Anne-Marie and Chris. Not Anne. Anne-Marie and Chris. Oh, no, Anne. Sorry, I just took you off, Anne. Yep. Everyone will be a winner at some point. So, Anne, what would you like? Just unmute yourself, Anne, there. Unmute yourself.
Sorry. I'll have the media strategy session with you, please.
Media strategy session, beautiful. Please PM me on Facebook. Send me a private message on Facebook to Aldwyn Alternate. I do have 3 profiles, Aldwyn Alternate profiles on Facebook. And the reason is that at one point, well, I mean, still with your Facebook profiles, you can have a maximum 5,000 friends. And before Facebook brought in the follow feature, I got to 5,000 friends and I set up a new account and then a new account. And then they brought the follow feature in. They basically followed Twitter with the follow feature. And now I've got about 1,000, 2,000 people following each profile. So there's one that I use mainly though. My VA uses the other 2 mainly. So there's one I use mainly, which is the one with my hair to one side. So the one with the hair to one side, just connect on that one and send a message and just remind me you've run the media strategy session and we'll book in a time. Wonderful. All right, our next winner, congratulations, Anne. And our next winner is Claude. What would you like to win? So you can choose from a branding session with Jackie, or you can choose a book with Christiane, or media ticket, or media strategy session. Or just unmute yourself there. Unmute.
I think I just had the media session with
unmute there then, Claude. You're just muted. Claude, can you hear us? Just unmute yourself so we can hear. There we are. There you are.
Sorry, I said Jackie. It would be lovely if I can spend some time so I can give her the book. I can give her the book.
And then you can catch up for a branding session. Beautiful. Don't you love the way these alliances are working? Fantastic. Okay, now last 2 lucky winners. We probably don't even need to spin the wheel. I just like seeing it. Okay, and Anne-Marie and Chris, congratulations.
Yes.
Unmute yourself. Happy birthday to Chris.
Awesome.
Winner, chicken dinner. Yay.
So what would you like out of all those? I'm going to stop sharing and we'll go to Christiane next for her prize. So Anne-Marie and Chris, what would you like to choose out of those prizes?
The chicken with you, Dal.
Oh, session with me. Okay, fantastic. Session with me. Good choice.
Media strategy session, yes.
Media strategy session. Beautiful. So please message me, private message me on Facebook. We'll have a private one-on-one media strategy session. Message the one with the hair to the side. All of them have big hair, but it's the one with the hair to the side. It's kind of chopped off a bit because I chopped the person out of the photo, as you do sometimes.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And Christiane, what would you like out of all those prizes there?
What are the prizes?
So we've got, well, the strategy sessions, well, media workshop you've come to. Have you got it? You've got branding with Jackie. You've won that one already. I think that's all.
I don't need a prize. I'm all good.
If someone else wants to offer something, or I'm not sure, but I've got the strategy session, which you're welcome to, or the media workshop if you want either of those.
I would like to. Can I actually extend my session with Christiane, please?
Extend it. Okay.
Extend it. Would you like that, Christiane? Would you like us to spend some more chin wagging about your?
Awesome. Yeah.
Okay, so you win an extended session with Jackie. You're going to love that. Actually, I had an extended session with Jackie at my place, and it was fantastic. So she is brilliant to work with. Anyone who's thinking working with Jackie, please connect with her and reach out on Facebook. We've tagged her all over social media. So Jackie is amazing if you want to actually have a one-on-one with her or do a session now before she gets too busy for one-on-ones. I know we're both moving more out of the one-on-one space and more into leveraging what we're doing. So grab the one-on-ones while you can. And what I'm going to offer actually to all of you, even if you have attended my media workshop before, I'm going to offer you a free ticket to everyone who's stayed on this live event. And it's $47 plus booking fee normally. I will offer you a free ticket if you would like to attend my media workshop on November 26th. Because you've stayed on for another 40 minutes. Thank you so much, past our time that we were due to go till today. All of you are welcome to attend that. So all you need to do is just say going on the event on Facebook, how to gain $1 million worth of free publicity. You are welcome to come to that workshop. And even if you've attended before, the information that comes out of my mouth often varies a lot. I go with the flow, even though I have 170 slides or so in that presentation. The flow of the conversation always differs, and it depends on who's in the room as to what we share. And so it's always different with how we share that. And you'll pick up different gems depending on, where you're at in your life and in your business right now as well. So you're welcome to attend. So just hop on Facebook if you want to attend that and just put going on there. Okay. And private message me and say you want a ticket on this Mass Media Tribe event as well. And we'll make sure you get the Zoom link, and then you don't need to pay in Eventbrite for that. Okay. So but say going so that we know you're going, and private message me you've won a ticket at the Mass Media Tribe Meetup. Okay, got that? Awesome. Thank you so much. And now future dates, we've got 2 more Mass Media Tribe events coming up this year. So we've got on the 3rd of December, a date for your diary, same time, 6 till 8 p.m. It's a Thursday night. Anna Osherov from Melbourne, and she's called the Eventologist is her brand. She's going to do webinar basics to business. So we're going to actually cover how to do a webinar effectively. And she's a webinar expert. So that'll be fantastic on the 3rd of December. And then our last one for the year will be on the 17th of December. We have Christiana Tudor, who's the lady who's interviewing me from New York. She's going to be speaking about how to use social media for greatness. That's from 7 till 9 Queensland. It's going to be a later time Queensland because of the New York time difference. So it'd be too early for her in the morning if we did 6 p.m. So it's going to be 7 p.m. Queensland for that one. 17th of December, 7 p.m. till 9 p.m. Queensland time, 8 till 10 p.m. Sydney time. Okay, 17th of December. So that'll be our last one for the year. And then we'll kick off again in January. January 9, I'm going to have a full day event too that we haven't announced yet, but you'll be seeing that around Christmas time. We'll be launching a full day. First time I'm doing a full day free event with my new business mentors and launching a whole new version of the Mass Media Mastery program at the end of that too. So January 9, that's Saturday. We'll be doing a 10 till 5:30 roughly full day event as well. So keep an eye out for that. It'll be that Saturday, the 9th of January. So there's a few upcoming events. Love to see you there. Thank you so much for joining us tonight at the Mass Media Tribe event. Anyone want to share what they got out of tonight, what they're going to take on from here? Jackie, yes.
Can I just say, acknowledge Christiane,
Yes.
Because Christiane, like several people that were speaking this evening, is a carer, and she is working. I'm not going to reveal. I don't have permission to speak on your behalf, but I want to acknowledge you that you've been working all day and you've come along this evening, and you're serving and helping and working really hard. And I just want to acknowledge you for that. I just want to, bless you too, like Claude, and like I know Anne too, and, for all the carers, that is such an important role, and I just wanted to just say that in closing, because, it's,
How can I get in touch with you, Jaki?
I didn't write my name down. I'll write it when I write the 5 points that I have to remember.
Yes, join Mass Media Tribe. Have a look for this. You'll see, if you just look Jaki Everitt up, we've tagged her all over social media. We've been promoting this event everywhere.
Yes.
You'll see
either on Facebook, if you'd like to contact me on Facebook, or LinkedIn. I know that sounds very sort of
LinkedIn.
Contact me on social media.
One R, 2 T's. One R, 2 T's. So check the spelling there. Ever, like ever, and then it.
I double check. I dot my I and cross my T's.
Yes, you do. You've done it. Love that, Jaki. Anyone want to share anything, what they got out of tonight before we wrap up tonight? Yes, Chris, just unmute yourself there. Or how you found tonight?
I got another mind expansion headache. Thank you. So much learning.
So much learning, Chris. That's right. And the thing is, just take away something, or just say, okay, what's the top priority walking away from here today? You've got notes everywhere. Brilliant, Chris. So what's one thing you're going to take away and do after today? Okay, what's one thing? Can we go around the room? What's one thing you're going to take on from today and do from what you've heard tonight? And there's, I'm sure. Yes, Chris. Anne-Marie. Yes. Eat. Are you going to eat? Yeah. So expertise, authority, and trust. Yeah, beautiful. That was fantastic. And we'll make sure we pop that. That was really great. Thank you for that, Jaki. And of course, getting media coverage will boost your trust like nothing else. I don't know anything else that gives you trust, authority, and credibility and expertise like media coverage does. So it goes hand in hand with your branding. And when you think of strong brands, you think about people like the Renault Kings. Remember the Renault Kings in the property world, right?
Oh yeah.
I think of Wizard of Words, Pete Godfrey. He's a copywriter. You want simple branding, 2 to 3 words ideally for your brand. Something simple. I love cartoons. I love Thunderbirds as well, Jaki, by the way. And I loved I Dream of Jeannie. And I love the little cartoon and the jingle. It's so memorable at the beginning of I Dream of Jeannie growing up. So I love cartoons. And I think you work through the midbrain. You go through the emotional center of the brain when you have cartoons and images representing what you do. So that also works through different parts of the brain. And also scientifically, it actually, neuroscience wise, it's actually very important to have images in your branding and in what you do. And like the models that I showed today, the IP models around what I do, you need images so that it will encourage people to make a decision quicker whether they want to work with you or not, because it goes through that midbrain part of the brain. So yes, excellent. Thank you so much, Anne-Marie and Chris. Anne, what are you going to take on from tonight?
Enjoy the space you're going to put yourself in.
Yes, beautiful. Enjoy the space you're going to put yourself in. Lovely, Anne. I love that. Thank you so much. Excellent. What else are we taking on from tonight? Claude, Christiane, unmute yourself there.
Excuse me.
Claude,
value yourself. Value yourself. Yes, I wrote something, but I forgot to put my name. So, so I was rewriting what I wrote. It said, from me to everyone. Thank you so much, Jaki and Elwin. Such an amazing night. God bless. Live your life to the fullest, everyone, and fulfill your dream.
Beautiful. So that's what you're taking on, Claude, is living life to the fullest.
And it is value yourself.
Value yourself. Beautiful. Valuing yourself. I love it. Thank you so much, Claude. And Christiane?
Own your intellectual property and value yourself.
Yeah, nice. Own your intellectual property and value yourself. Beautiful. And Jaki, what are you taking on from tonight?
The gift of diversity from tonight with everybody and the coming together, the collective consciousness of the group tonight, it moved my heart. And I think that then we know we're alive, don't we? I know it can be information overload, but it touched my heart tonight as well. So it's special people. So thank you very much, Aldwin.
Yes, thank you so much. And thank you for attending a marathon Mass Media Tribe session. I think this is the longest one we've done online so far. We do sometimes go half an hour over the limit of we say 2 hours, sometimes we go 2.5 hours. Tonight we've almost gone 3 hours. So thank you so much for those who've attended, and for those watching the replay as well. Thank you so much for being with us. And please save the chat. If you are on the Zoom, you just go to the three little dot, you go to the chat section, where you go to make a comment, and where it says to everyone, or the file there, or the 3 dots on the right, just go to the 3 dots on the right where you go to type a message, and it says save chat. Okay, so you can go and then you can save the chat of all the details from tonight, and make sure you connect with everyone. Please stay connected in the Mass Media Tribe group on Facebook and on Meetup, and please follow Aldwyn Alternate on Eventbrite. Follow me on Eventbrite so you'll get all our event updates as well. And whenever you register on Eventbrite for any of our events, you will receive the Zoom link to that event in the order confirmation. Okay, so that's where you get the Zoom link. And please reach out if you need anything at all. Congratulations to all our winners tonight. And I'm actually going to play a song for you, because everyone's a winner, baby. And I've got it. Everyone's a winner tonight. So thank you so much. Sending you lots of love, and we'll just keep it going for a little while so you can save the chat.
Hot chocolate.
Happy birthday, Chris. Here's to celebrating life, making the most of life, to dancing, to singing, being creative.
Dancing.
One's a winner, baby. We'll see you at the next event soon. And if you're watching this on Facebook, feel free to dance with us. We can't see you, but we can feel you. And if you're naked, we definitely can't see you. But we can feel you.
Safe distance.
You can't hear it anymore.
You're aging, Chris.
I do.
You said you're aging. You said you were 56. For me, you're a baby.
Yeah, we're aging disgracefully here.
Absolutely. That's my new motto.
One's a winner, baby.
That's no lie.
Yeah, theme song.
Lovely, lovely, lovely people. I will be keeping an eye out for your messages, and I wish you all, everybody, wonderful, lovely life, wonderful life.
Thanks, Jaki.
And hopefully meeting you again on another of Aldwyn's special meetups. And thank you very much for your patience with my extended presentation. It was lovely meeting you all.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Good
Thanks,
night.
Jaki. Thanks, Audrey.
Good
Bye,
night.
everybody.
Okay.
Lots of
Thank
love.
you, everyone. Bye-bye.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Mwah.
Bye. Bye.
Lots of love. Live life to the full. You can do it. We have faith in you. We believe in the power of one, and we believe in you. Thank you so much, Jaki Everitt, amazing guest speaker. Thank you, Claude, you're extraordinary. Thank you, everyone who's joined us tonight. God bless, and we'll see you again.
Okay. Bye-bye now, guys. Bye-bye. Thank you.